MC Pokémon, I can get a 100-fold return. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 26 Abandoned Mining Tunnels, Rich Harvest. Ding. The Pokémon carried by the player are full, and the variety monster is automatically transferred back to the Pokémon computer. Zacian's team is full, so the variety monster's Pokémon ball turns into a white light and is sent back to the PC. However, Zacian doesn't care about this. To be honest, the variety monster's fighting ability is not very strong. Probably the only use is for breeding. After conquering the variety monster, Zacian continued to burn the unfinished gold mine. At the same time, he also had some thoughts in his mind. Since burning ore can spawn a variety of monsters, why not get some more? It's just that I don't know how many groups of ore can be burned to spawn a variety of monsters. This still needs experimentation. After burning the gold ore into gold nuggets, Zacian put the gold nuggets into the wooden box and then prepared to mine again. By the way, he also synthesized 10 more boxes just to hold more ore. Zacian entered the mine tunnel again. He had already dug 5 mine tunnels before. After looking in the direction, Zacian took out the diamond pickaxe to dig. 100 times the benefits. Get cobblestones x 100. After opening the 5 mine tunnels again, Zacian already used a diamond pickaxe, and his harvest was quite rich. The iron ore he obtained was enough to fill a wooden box, a total of 72 groups. Half of the wooden box was filled with coal, and the rest with gold ore and aluminum. After seeing that the herringbone mine tunnel had almost been dug out, Zacian prepared to dig along the main road of the herringbone mine tunnel. He first returned to the ground, used birch wood blocks to synthesize 10 wooden sticks, and then used the diamonds he previously obtained to make a diamond pickaxe. After synthesizing 5 diamond pickaxes, Zacian went back to the underground mine. After spending 2 hours, Zacian opened up a straight mining tunnel that was about a kilometer long. Ding. A crisp sound rang out, and sparks flew in front of Zacian's eyes. Immediately, a blue stone fell in front of Zacian. Is this lapis lazuli? 100 times the benefits. Get lapis lazuli x 100. The function of lapis lazuli is to enchant or create enchanted books. Enchanted tools can have some special effects, such as precise collection, durability, etc. Zacian put away the lapis lazuli and continued digging. After digging another 10 meters, a bright light suddenly appeared in front of my eyes. Zacian was stunned for a moment when he saw this. You dug a cave? Zacian enlarged the hole a little and didn't stop until it could accommodate a person. Zacian walked towards the light and found that what he had dug was not a cave, but an abandoned mine. I didn't expect to find an abandoned mine tunnel. I wonder if there are any wooden boxes in this mine tunnel. Generally speaking, there will be some leftover wooden boxes in abandoned mine tunnels. And in the wooden box are rich props. Zacian looked at the map and found that the mine tunnel was very complicated, with several paths intersecting each other, like a maze. After leaving a mark, he walked through the mine tunnel. On the ground of the mine tunnel, there are some railway tracks. Railway tracks are a good thing. They can promote the breeding of electric Pokémons. Zacian lowered his pickaxe, and the rails on the ground immediately left the ground and suspended in the air. Blessing of hundredfold benefits. Get rails x 100. After Zacian puts away the rails, he continues to move forward. After going round and round at many forks in the road, a wooden box from a minecart also appeared in front of Zacian. Seeing this wooden box, Zacian's face was also happy. There really is a wooden box. Zacian quickly walked forward and then opened the wooden box. Suddenly, everything in the wooden box appeared in Zacian's eyes. 8 iron ingots, 5 diamonds, 3 gold ingots, 5 cooked meats. Is this a skill disc? They are rich enough. Zacian's eyes widened, and he didn't expect the things in this wooden cart box of mine to be so rich. 100 times the income. Get x 100 the number of iron ingots. 100 times the income, get x 100 the number of diamonds. 100 times the income, get x 100 gold ingots. 100 times the income, get x 100 the number of cooked meats. 100 times the income, get x 100 the number of cooked meats. 100 times the income, get x 100 the number of gold ingots. The number of skill discs obtained is x 100. 100 times the income, the number of electric gems obtained is x 100. 100 times the income, the number of CP obtained x 100. This is really a huge gain. Zarshian quickly put these things into the backpack space, but they couldn't hold them, so Zarshian had to throw away the iron block. This skill disc that Zarshian obtained is the finishing touch. This made him a little confused. The finishing touch can also produce a skill disc. I remember that the finishing touch is Rayquaza's exclusive skill, right? After Rayquaza learns the finishing touch, it can return to the original and mega evolve into Super Rayquaza. I remember, it seems that it can only be used in Can You Learn from the NPC skill master? Zarshian remembered it and was a little surprised by this finishing touch skill disc. However, he doesn't have much time for Rayquaza to learn the finishing touches. And after the Pokemon carries this electric gem, the power of electric type moves will be enhanced. It's a good thing, perfect for Pichu to carry. Thinking of this, Zarshian put the electric gem into Pichu's carrying item slot. The CP finally obtained made Zarshian even more ecstatic. This way, he didn't have to go to Novice Village to exchange Pokemons every time. Just put the CP into the base, and he could exchange Pokemons at the base. In addition, CP plus FLOWER pot plus PISTON can be used to synthesize grass blocks. Or, CP plus ULTIMATE World Deep Sea Area Stones plus EMERALD plus MOONSTONE plus GLASS can be used to synthesize Zygote Regenerator. To summon God Z, however, Zarshian didn't know if it would work. Of course, there is a condition to summon the God Z, which is to use the Zygote Polyhedron to collect cells scattered around the world. The number of cells determines Zygote's form, with 10 cells being a 10% form, Z-Dog, and 50 cells being a 50% form, Z-Snake. However, they are still too far away for Zarshian. After Zarshian put everything in the wooden box into his backpack, he began to search the abandoned mine tunnel again. Walking through a mine junction, my eyes were a little dull. Zarshian suddenly felt that his movements were a little slow, as if something was pulling him. Zarshian seemed stunned, struggled with all his might, and finally broke free. When I turned around, I saw that there was a spider web on the wall of the mine tunnel. This kind of spider web is very sticky, and if you accidentally get caught in it, it will be difficult to break free. Zarshian regained his strength and then continued to move forward. The path ahead points to the left and there is no path directly ahead or to the right. However, when Zarshian followed the mine and was about to enter the mine passage on the left, the sight in front of him made his eyes widen in surprise. Win. Zarshian's scalp was numb and he suppressed the uneasiness in his heart. What appeared in front of Zarshian's eyes were dense spider webs covering the entire mine. I'm afraid that people with trypophobia would faint if they saw this scene here. There are still monsters appearing here? Zarshian remembered that when he played Minecraft in his previous life, there were usually spider monsters with spider webs in the mines. Logically speaking, this game is mainly based on Pokémon, so spider monsters should not be spawned. However, summer is also a bit uncertain. However, some preparations still need to be made. These spider webs cannot be destroyed with a shovel and pickaxe, and can only be removed with weapons such as swords. Therefore, Zarshian retreated a few meters. Then, he combined the remaining birchwood blocks in his backpack into a workbench and 4 wooden sticks. After placing the workbench on the ground, he synthesized 2 golden swords from the gold ingots and wooden sticks he obtained earlier. With 2 swords in hand, I have the world. Here comes the sword. Chapter 27 Upgrading to 5 levels in a row. Magma Fishing. Zarshian held the golden sword in both hands. In front of his eyes, the dense spider webs covering the entire mine turned into lines and fell to the ground under Zarshian's crazy slash. 100 times the income blessing. The number of lines obtained x 100. Zarshan only took one thread, and the other space in the backpack really didn't fit. Moreover, fishing line has many uses besides being a good fishing rod. If it's synthetic wool, it's better to pick some from the mealy sheep. Isn't it faster than this? It didn't take long for Zarshan to clear away all the spider webs in front of him. At this moment, a passage also appeared in front of him. At the other end of the passage, there is a black square protruding. On the block, a black spider kept spinning, and above the block was something similar to a progress bar. Thinking about it, this should be the moment when the spider spawns. Sure enough, wherever there is spider silk in the mine, there will be a spawn of monsters. Zarshan replaced the golden sword in his hand with a diamond pickaxe, and was ready to dig out the monster spawner. Monster spawners can spawn monsters, but if you dig them out, you can gain experience points. After destroying the monster spawner, Zarshan gained a large amount of experience points and his level directly improved from level 13 to level 18. Can this monster spawner really gain so much experience? Zarshan also had a surprised expression on his face. This should be considered an unexpected gain. After clearing the mine tunnel, Zarshan moved forward again. This mine tunnel is still relatively large, and the rest of the mine was basically explored in summer. Now this is the only mine tunnel left. Zarshan entered the mine tunnel. Not long after walking, a red light suddenly lit up in front of his eyes, illuminating the entire mine tunnel. Is it magma? Zarshan thought. Sure enough, just as Zarshan guessed, the end of this mine tunnel is a large magma pit. Zarshan took a look and there was a yellow stone wrapped between the round stones on the wall next to the magma. It's the firestone mine. Zarshan carefully placed a layer of cobblestones on the surface of the magma. He didn't want to show off inside the magma. Soon, a path leading to the firestone mine was formed. Zarshan walked along the path, came to the bottom of the firestone mine, and dug straight in. 100 times the benefits. Obtain the number of firestone fragments x 100. 9 firestone fragments can be combined into a complete firestone. Therefore, these 100 firestone fragments are only 11 firestones. Zarshan looked around again, and found that there was no firestone mine anymore. I have no choice but to give up. In addition to helping Pokémon evolve, firestones can also be used to synthesize firestone sets. The effect of the firestone suit is to increase the armor defense, resist damage, and increase speed by 50%. Compared with ordinary iron suits, diamond suits, etc., the effect is much better. Zarshan stared at the magma, and an idea suddenly appeared in his mind. He remembered that in his previous life, he seemed to be able to fish for Pokémon in the lava. I don't know if this suit can work. Thinking of this, Zarshan wanted to give it a try. Anyway, he had a powerful fishing rod in his hand. Then, Zarshan took out a powerful fishing rod and threw the float into the magma. The float floated in the magma, and there were 3 spots on the float that were constantly beating. Ding. No Pokémon took the bait after the time was up. No Pokémon took the bait. Zarshan frowned. Is it really impossible? He threw the float into the magma again without believing in evil. But after 9 attempts in a row, nothing was achieved. Zarshan was a little disappointed. Forget it, let's try it one last time. Immediately, Zarshan threw the float into the magma again. However, he didn't have any expectations for it, he just tried it. After all, no Pokémon has ever taken the bait 9 times in a row, and this last time probably won't change anything either. However, what surprised Zarshan was that on this 10th fishing trip, 3 exclamation marks appeared on the float. Seeing this scene, Zarshan was overjoyed and quickly raised the pole. I saw a Magikarp jumping out of the lava. It's actually a king carp. Zarshan was a little surprised. He didn't expect that what he caught was a king carp. However, something is wrong with this Magikarp. The color of its entire body is much darker than the average Magikarp. At the same time, this strange Magikarp was still smoking white. It was as if it had been thoroughly cooked. This is a bit outrageous. Zarshan sighed, quickly throwing out the Pokémon ball and entering the battle. This Magikarp's level had reached level 19. At present, it was almost Zarshan who had encountered the highest level Pokémon. It's really hard to fight this Magikarp. Although this Magikarp looked a bit strange, its fighting power was really strong. After passing through Little York, Dig Rabbit, and Meowth, the 3 Pokémon were on the verge of death before the Magikarp's health was reduced to a third. Pichu, Electric Shock. Now comes Pichu. Hearing the order, Pichu's body emitted a burst of golden light and then hit Magikarp hard. After receiving the electric shock, the Magikarp King's blood volume also dropped to a low point. Seeing this, Zacian quickly threw out the Pokémon Ball. Buzz, buzz, buzz. The Poké Ball exploded, and Magikarp ran out again. If one doesn't work, throw another one. Finally, after spending 3 red and white balls, Zacian subdued this strange Carp King. Ding. Congratulations to the player for conquering Magikarp. Ding. The player's Pokémon transport is full and Magikarp will automatically be transferred to the PC after conquering Magikarp. Zacian also prepared to return in the same way. This abandoned mining tunnel has almost been explored. Except for a mining cart wooden box and a monster spawner, there is nothing else. Now, his backpack is so full that there is no place for it. Therefore, there is no need to stay here. Half an hour later, Zacian finally returned to the fishbone mine tunnel again. At this moment, there are several wooden boxes full of mineral resources in the fishbone mine tunnel. We will take the resources in the wooden boxes back to the base later. Now we will empty the items in the backpack. Zacian returned to the base and synthesized several wooden boxes and notice boards. He placed 6 wooden boxes on the second level, where the Pokémon accessories are placed. The first layer is where the resources are placed. Later, after Zacian placed 1 PC, the other 99 PCs were placed in wooden boxes. Zacian also placed a notice board outside the wooden box and marked it well. There are 6 wooden boxes, 1 for skill discs, 1 for Pokémon PCs and accessories, 1 for evolution stones, and the rest are empty for now. Later, Zacian put the ores from the backpack into the wooden box on the first floor. After doing this, he returned to the fishbone mine tunnel and transferred the resources in the remaining wooden boxes into his backpack. After going back and forth several times, Zacian finally placed all the resources on the first level of the base. Later, Zacian came to the PC, put the 3 dying Pokémon into the PC, and eliminated the strange Carp King. A message from Weird Magikarp appears on the panel. King Carp, mature, level 19, gender, male, attribute, water characteristics, swim freely, hidden characteristics, shy body type, normal life ratings, red attack ratings, blue defense ratings, green special attack ratings, purple special defense ratings, red speed ratings, green comprehensive combat power, 120 intimacy, 50 skills, water splash LV7, impact LV8, accessories carried, none overall. This King Carp's ratings are pretty good, and it has reached level 19. Level it up one more time and you'll be able to evolve it into Gyarados. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 28, Cracked. This is too outrageous. Number 10,086. Novice Village is located in a grassland covered in lush grass, which is also a tropical grassland terrain. At this time, after the 5-star senior trainer, Dragon King, ordered Cheo Pig to defeat a single pod, his Cheo Pig's level also increased to level 18. Generally speaking, the highest level of Pokémon spawned in the wild will not exceed the level 5 of the player's highest level Pokémons. Although he also wanted to catch some higher level Pokémons, some of the Pokémons he encountered were not very qualified. It is not even as good as his starter Pokémon, Fried Pig. Although it is not on the qualification list, its combat power is still extremely strong, otherwise it would not be at the advanced trainer level. Now most players' Pokémons have reached around level 17. During this time, he has been leveling up in the savannah terrain, so that he can reach the top of the level list. Dragon King, open the Pokémon tier list, and take a look. Pokémon tier list, first place, Fried Pig LV18, Dragon King, second place, Fire Dinosaur LV17, The Wind Never Gives Up, third place, Strong Chicken LV17, How many bright moons? 4th place, Forest Lizard LV17, Phoenix God, 5th place. Chuangjianwen LV17, Yiying Lion G. Sure enough, his fried pig ranked first, and the leveling results during this period have not been in vain. Dragon King also breathed a sigh of relief. However, although my Cheo pig has reached level 18, the advantage is still not very big. Almost all of the top 10 Oliver Emperors. If we relax a little, they will soon be surpassed. I don't know. How do they level up? Thinking of this, Dragon King also had a wry smile on his face. In order to rush to the top position, he has already killed 200 Pokémon. Pokémon need too much experience to upgrade. Moreover, Pokémon in the wild are all different, and the experience points they give are also different. Brushing these Pokémon almost made him vomit. There's no way, every battle requires energy. Furthermore, these wild Pokémon are also very slippery and difficult to defeat without some effort. Fortunately, his stir-fried pork has now reached the top of the list, and he can finally take a break. Then, Dragon King opened the chat channel to see if there was any news. Look, the level rankings have changed again. The boss, Dragon King, has rushed to the top of the list. This leveling speed is really fast. I'm only level 14 now. How did they do it? They're really stupid. The top 10 positions have always been occupied by them. I just saw Boss Mingai level up. Dragon King felt happy when he saw other players bragging about themselves. What's the point of playing if it's not to show off? It was a waste of all his hard work leveling up. Damn it, the red boss appeared again. He pushed Dragon King down. Here, it's Magikarp who's on the level list again. It's the level 19 Magikarp. Isn't it a very weak Pokémon? It seems like it can only splash water. 666. Boss, red yides. Okay. Upon receiving the news, his expression suddenly changed. Then, he quickly opened the Pokémon tier list. Pokémon tier list. 1st place, King Carp LV19, red. 2nd place, Fried Pork LV18, Dragon King. 3rd place, Fire Dinosaur LV17, Wind Never Gives Up. 4th place, Strong Chicken LV17, How Many Bright Moons. 5th place, Forest Lizard LV17, Divine Phoenix. Shit, who is this red? Dragon King was a little angry. After hard work to level up, I had just reached the top position, but I was knocked out again. What the hell? It's not even 5 minutes, right? Of course, I also knew that this player named Kai was ranked first in all 3 rankings. However, as the player's Pokémon level increases, Kai has been stuck in nothingness for a long time. Now, the only red ranked on the list is probably the extremely skilled Pichu. Some time ago, the president of the Peerless Fenghua Guild, Fengling Jiuxiao, captured Ukira in the high mountain terrain. It is said that the ratings are extremely high and seem to have reached the highest level, but have not yet surpassed the scalp. According to the 6 ratings of Pokémons, the ratings of Pokémons can be divided into low, medium, high, top, and legend. Therefore, some people speculate that Pichu, who is at the top of the ranking list, may have extremely skilled ratings, even higher than the best. Therefore, Fengling Jiuxiao Ukira was ranked 2nd. He actually trained Carp King to level 19. How did he do this? Dragon King had a surprised expression on his face and his eyes were filled with disbelief. How is this possible? There are 13 Magikarp in his team and he only knows one skill, splashing water. Normally, he would let Magikarp take a look and gain some experience. Although judging from the official information, this Magikarp can evolve into Gyarados. Comparing the two, one is in the sky and the other on the ground. King Carp notices Yusheng's counterattack. However, the Magikarp that hasn't evolved is just a waste, a salted fish. Dragon King really can't understand. How did this red do it? Is there really someone who has been practicing Magikarp? Did you also train Magikarp to level 19? This is so fucking outrageous. Simply broken. Not only was Dragon King shocked, but other players on the roster were also speechless. This red likes Magikarp so much. I've been practicing leveling up for so long, and yet I'm still pinned down by a dead salted fish. Grass. Just when many players were shocked and surprised that Zarshian was on the roster again. Summer is preparing to burn mines around this time. To be honest, he doesn't care whether he's on the roster or not. The most important thing is development. He planned to burn all the iron, or he had mined. The game will soon open a breeding mechanism, and variety monster is definitely a very important Pokemon. When it comes to breeding Pokemons, there's no way to get souls without a variety of monsters. Later, Zarshian synthesized 10 new furnaces and placed them on the ground. Put the mined minerals, such as iron ore, into the furnace and bake them. After burning 50 groups of ores again, a pink Pokemon appeared in front of Zarshian again. Here it comes. Seeing the variety monster appear, Zarshian secretly said, and then released the Pokemons to prepare for battle. It didn't take much effort to subdue this ever-changing monster. After several experiments, Zarshian found that, as long as 50 groups of ores were burned, a variety of monsters would appear. After Zarshian burned all the ores, there were 10 more variety monsters in his PC. Including the previous 2, there are 12 in total. If used for breeding, it is basically enough. After burning all the ores, his character level reached level 24. The next step is to consider upgrading. The Pokémon in his team now include Golden Magikarp at level 15, Mature Magikarp at level 19, Pichu at level 9, Meowth at level 12, Little Yorkie at level 11, and Dig at level 9. Pichu's level is a bit low. Zarshian frowned. Now that my level has reached level 24, I can train all of the Pokémon up to level 24. Then the strength will be a great improvement. But now, let's restore the Pokémon first. Chapter 29. I'm the best at healing machines and electric fish. Novice Village is a bit far away. It would be too troublesome to go back for treatment. Why not build a treatment machine? I now have diamonds, aluminum ingots, redstones, and iron ingots, which are enough to make a treatment machine. Thinking of this, Zarshian already made a decision in his heart. Later, he found the materials to make a healing machine from the wooden box. However, if he wants to make a treatment machine, he will still need to hammer aluminum ingots into aluminum plates. We still need an iron felt and a hammer. After making the treatment machine, the iron felt and hammer can also be used to make Pokémon balls, saving another expense. It's a pity there's no piston, otherwise. But now we can only make do with these two. After synthesizing the iron felt and hammer, Zarshian placed the iron felt on the ground and placed the aluminum ingot in it. He picks up a hammer and starts hammering. The hammer made by Zarshian is a diamond hammer, so it's very efficient. It took Zarshian half an hour to hammer a group of aluminum ingots into aluminum plates. After beating a group, Zarshian didn't continue. This group of aluminum ingots is enough for now. Soon, a treatment machine appeared in front of Zarshian. Zarshian placed the treatment machine on the second floor, and then placed 6 Pokémon balls into the treatment machine. Within a few minutes, all the Pokémon had recovered. It's very convenient to have a healing machine. At least you don't have to go back and forth to the Pokémon Center in Novice Village. You have to keep one at home and carry it with you. You never know when you'll need it. The PC can't be left behind either. This way, Pokémon can be replaced anytime, anywhere. Zarshian acted quickly and once again made a single treatment machine. A PC was also placed in the backpack space of the wooden box. This way, everything is ready. By the way, I almost forgot. If you have enough materials, you can also make a camping pot. Zarshian suddenly thought of a portable utensil. The function of the camping pot is to put food or tree fruits in it to make delicious food for Pokémons. After eating it, the Pokémon can increase intimacy with its trainer. This is good. It is helpful for some Pokémons that need intimacy evolution. You can also increase intimacy with Pichu so that you can evolve into Pikachu. Overall, although Pichu has gold ratings, its combat power is still weaker than Pikachu. Pichu's racial value is 205, while Pikachu's racial value is 320. There is a racial value difference of 115 points between the two. Although this game does not seem to have a racial value, there are obvious changes in the combat strength of Pokémons before evolution and Pokémons after evolution. In addition, it seems that some people are eager to let Pokémons evolve. There is a player named Shen Huang on the combat power list. Doesn't he have a 9 tails? You can use the Fire Stone to evolve the 6 tails into the 9 tails. These kinds of Pokémon that use evolution stones to evolve couldn't be simpler. Although the Kyuubi evolved early, there are only 2 stages of evolution. Pokémon with 3 stages of evolution have greater advantages than Pokémon with 2 stages of evolution. The material of the camping pot is very simple. It is made of iron pot and aluminum plate. There is still a lot of aluminum plate hammered in summer, which is more than enough to make a camping pot. Later, Zacian used several iron ingots and aluminum plates to build a camping pot. After doing this, Zacian went to the tree orchard to see if there were any fruits in the tree orchard. But what disappointed him was that, although the saplings in the orchard grew very fast, they were only half a meter tall. It will probably be a long time before it blooms and bears fruit. In that case, let's level up first and raise Pichu's level first. Leaving the base, Zacian came to the small lake not far away. The electric type restricts the water type, so leveling up is faster. As soon as we arrived at the lake, a Magikarp appeared. Go, Pichu. Electric shock. Zacian threw Pichu's Pokémon ball, a white light flashed, and Pichu appeared in the lake. Hearing the order, a golden beam shot out from Pichu's body and hit Magikarp in the lake. Magikarp was attacked, its blood volume dropped rapidly, and the effect was outstanding. Within 2 seconds, Magikarp was electrocuted to death by Pichu. I have to say, the electric fish is really refreshing. Ding. The effect is excellent. The Magikarp King has fallen. Congratulations to Pichu for gaining 600 experience points. With a 100-fold benefit, Pichu has gained 60,000 experience points. Ding. Pichu's level has increased to LV10, and its comprehensive combat power has increased to 120. Ding. Pichu used the skill, Electric Shock, in battle, and its skill has improved 100 times. Bonus, Electric Shock, level promoted to LV7. Ding. Obtain the signature effect, and obtain 1 raw fish. 100 times the benefits, obtain 100 amounts of raw fish. After defeating the Carp King, Zacian went back to search for the Pokémon in the water. The largest number of Pokémon in the lake is the Magikarp, followed by the Lobster Soldier and the Horned Goldfish. Ding. The effect is great. The Magikarp King has fallen. Congratulations to Pichu for gaining 700 experience points. With 100 times the benefit, Pichu has gained 70,000 experience points. Ding. Pichu's level has increased to LV11 and its comprehensive combat power has increased to 130. Ding. Pichu used the skill, Electric Shock, in battle and its skill has improved. 100 times benefits, obtain X 100 bones. Judging from this situation, the experience gained is quite considerable. Perhaps, we can let other Pokémons come out to gain some experience. The familiar Magikarp is already at level 19, and will evolve after 1 more level up. After raising Pichu to level 11, Zacian had some ideas in mind. Subsequently, Zacian adjusted his strategy and let other Pokémons take the initiative in battle to gain some experience. Not long after, Zacian met a level 12 Horned Goldfish. King Carp, mature, go. Say something. King Carp, who is mature, took the lead. After a wave of soy sauce, Zacian changed it again. Next is you, Golden Magikarp. Impact. Zacian took back the Golden Magikarp, and this time it was Meowth who appeared. High five, surprise attack. The Horned Goldfish in the lake just wanted to attack, but Meowth, who was carrying a preemptive claw, attacked first. Snap. Meow Meow slapped the Angora, causing it to be slightly scared and unable to use its moves. But at this moment, Zacian took back Meow Meow. Go, Little York. Bite. After once again consuming the goldfish's blood, Zacian brazenly took back Little York. This time it's you, Dig Rabbit. Impact. Dig Rabbit shouted and punched the Horned Goldfish. However, this time, the Horned Goldfish dodged, and Digger's attack failed. He actually dodged it, but it doesn't matter. Think about it. Zarshan was a little surprised, but he didn't care and took back the digger rabbit. It's your turn to harvest this time, Pichu. Electric shock. Pitch up. The dazzling electric light erupted from Pichu and bombarded the goldfish in the lake. In an instant, the goldfish's blood volume was directly emptied. Outstanding effect. Chapter 30, God of Fur, Master Magikarp's Evolution. Ding. The effect is great. The horned goldfish has fallen. Congratulations to Pichu for gaining 650 experience points. With a hundredfold buff, Pichu has gained 65,000 experience points. Ding. Pichu's level has increased to LV12, and its comprehensive combat power has increased to 130. Ding. Pichu user, Electric Shock, skill in battle, and its proficiency has improved a hundredfold. Buff bonus, Electric Shock, level promoted to LV8. Ding. Magikarp, Flash, Magikarp, Cooked, Yorkie, Meow Meow, and Digger gain 500 experience points. 100-fold bonus, Magikarp, Flash, Magikarp, Cooked, Little Yorkie, Meow Meow, and Dig Rabbit gain 50,000 experience points. Ding. Carp King, Flash, S level has been increased to LV16, and the comprehensive combat power has been increased to 130. Ding. Little York's level has been increased to LV13, and the comprehensive combat power has been increased. It has been increased to 110. Ding. Meow Meow's level has been increased to LV13. The overall combat power has been increased to 120. Ding. Dig Chew Rabbit's level has been increased to LV10, and the comprehensive combat power has been increased to 100. Ding. Obtain the signature effect and get X1 delicious soda. 100-fold bonus, get X100 delicious soda. Ding. Obtain the signature effect and get X1 bait ball. 100 times benefits, get X100 amount of bait balls. Ding. Get the signature effect and get X1 garnet fruit. 100 times the benefits, get the amount of garnet fruit X100. A series of prompts sounded, and except for the level 19 cooked Magikarp, which was not upgraded, all the others were upgraded. The picking properties are really good. I picked up so many good things. This garnet fruit can be used to increase the intimacy between Pokémons and trainers. Overall, the harvest is still good. I don't know how effective this garnet fruit is. It's time for Pichu to evolve. There is a big difference between the evolved Pichu and the one before evolution. Thinking of this, Cheyenne took out the camping pot and placed it on the ground. Then put the pomegranate fruit and raw fish into the pot to synthesize food. After preparing the food, Cheyenne released Pichu. Little guy, come here, this is for you. Cheyenne waved the prepared food in front of Pichu. Seemingly attracted by the aroma of the food, Pichu twitched its nose, took the food in Cheyenne's hand, and ate it in big bites. Seeing Pichu's expression, it became very happy. Cheyenne opened Pichu's information panel to check, and found that the intimacy level, which was originally only 80, was directly increased to 120. This intimacy level has increased quite quickly. It seems to have a good effect. Cheyenne nodded, and then prepared a few more portions of food. When the intimacy level reaches 220, Pichu will evolve into Pikachu. A Pikachu with golden legendary qualities should be considered a skin god, right? After Pichu ate several points of food that increased intimacy, the intimacy between Pichu and Cheyenne also increased to the full value. At this moment, Pichu's expression changed slightly. A message suddenly appeared on the information panel. Ding. Something's wrong with Pichu. A burst of dazzling white light suddenly appeared on Pichu's body, and its entire body was instantly submerged. It evolved. Then, Pichu's figure changed in the white light, and its body grew larger. In less than a moment, the white light disappeared, and what appeared in front of Cheyenne's eyes was a Pikachu. Pikachu's body shape is similar to Pichu's, but it's only a few times larger. Its originally short tail has taken on the shape of a lightning bolt, and its ears have become much longer. Ding. Congratulations to the player. Pichu has evolved into Pikachu. Pichu seemed to have not adapted to its new body. Its eyes were a little nervous, and it looked at Cheyenne nervously. It's okay, you just evolved. Cheyenne knelt down and patted Pichu's head. No, it should now be Pikachu, the real god of fur. Pikachu seemed to understand Zarshine's words. A look of joy suddenly appeared on its little face, and it kicked its calves. Okay, now it's time to continue leveling up. Zarshine touched Pikachu's cute little head, took Pikachu back, and then continued electric fishing. With the blessing of 100 times the profit, the familiar Magikarp has also been upgraded to level 20. Ding. Something's wrong with the Carp King's condition in front of Zarshine's eyes. The familiar Carp King seemed to know that it was about to evolve, and was jumping around happily. A dazzling white light erupted from the cooked Carp King, instantly submerging its entire body dark red. Not long after the white light lasted, the Magikarp King's body suddenly began to grow, reaching a height of 6 or 7 meters. The white light dissipated, and a tall and mighty Gyarados appeared in front of Zarshine with a ferocious face. But unlike other Gyarados, this Gyarados color is not blue, but blue-gray, and its body is covered with black spots of varying sizes. Ding. Congratulations to the player. Magikarp evolved into Gyarados. Is this it? Gyarados zombie? When Zarshine saw Gyarados form, he was stunned for a moment and quickly opened the information panel. Gyarados, zombie, level 20 gender, male attribute, water, flying features, intimidation hidden features, overconfidence size, normal life rating, red attack rating, blue defense rating, green special attack rating, purple special defense rating, red speed ratings, green comprehensive combat power. 180 intimacy. 100 skills, water jump LV7, impact LV8 accessories carried, none overall. Gyarados ratings haven't changed much, but it has one more attribute, flying department. Moreover, the previous characteristics of being carefree and timid have transformed into the characteristics of being intimidating and overconfident. When the intimidation characteristic appears, it can intimidate the opponent, drive them back, and reduce the opponent's attack power. If a Pokémon with this trait is placed at the top of the team, it can reduce the spawn rate of lower level Pokémon. The effect is similar to that of a Pokémon with a penetrating gaze trait. The effect of the overconfident trait is that, after hitting the opponent, you will be full of confidence and your attack power will increase. It can be said that King Carp crossed the Dragon Gate and truly achieved a comeback. The difference between the two is completely distinct. If the previous Magikarp was just a soy sauce character, then the current Gyarados can definitely become the main force. Coupled with the Mega Evolution Stone, it is definitely a master. This zombie Gyarados is a bit domineering. Zarshian looked at the tall and majestic Gyarados in front of him, and revealed a lifeless Gyarados, and a hint of joy flashed in his eyes. He didn't expect that, after mastering the evolution of Magikarp, it would become a zombie Gyarados. I have to say that this is an unexpected surprise. Although the zombie Gyarados ratings are only above average, but the domineering power is gone. If you eliminate this unique Gyarados, wouldn't you be very angry? Chapter 31. The game is updated again with new mechanisms. However, the hidden characteristic of zombie Gyarados is overconfidence. If it is a special attack style, it is not suitable, so it can only use the physical attack style. Zarshian thought for a bit, and put away zombie Gyarados. Speaking of which, zombie Gyarados is considered the strongest main force of his current team, with the highest level. Although it does not have powerful attack skills, it is still responsible for the force, and is full of strength. Secondly, it is also a good choice to upgrade the level of the golden Magikarp to level 20, and evolve it into the red Gyarados. However, for now, let's level up Pikachu first. Then, Zarshian waited by the lake for the water Pokémon to cool off again. Before, he almost cleared out the water Pokémon in the lake. Before long, the water Pokémon appeared in the lake again. Zarshian quickly released the Pokémon, and prepared to level up. However, while leveling up by the lake in the summer, there was another change in the Pokémon tier list. Pokémon tier list. First place, Gyarados LV24, red. Second place, Gyarados LV24, red. Third place, Meowth LV24, red. Fourth place, Hayok LV24, red. Fifth place, Pikachu LV24. red. 6th place, Digging Rabbit LV24, red. 7th place, Fried Pig LV20, Dragon King. In the chat channel, many players were talking about it. Crap. Who is this red? How did he level up so quickly? Is this a cheat? 20. Damn it, you're amazing. You're worthy of being number 1 on all 3 rankings. Big brother red, yides. I've been so angry for 3 days and 3 nights that I even used my fighting spirit to turn into a horse. You can't even catch up to his Pokémon level. What's the point of having a high level? I checked his rank, but he's just a junior trainer. You can't win this. I play simply for the sake of having a high level. Although the level is high, the rank is too low. Many players had mixed reactions to this. Some were surprised, some were shocked, some sneered, and some were disdainful. At this moment, in Novice Village number 19203, a young player named King Long looked at the rankings on the Pokémon tier list and frowned. Then, he said to a female player beside him, Suzaku, during the closed beta, have you heard of this player named Kai? Why don't I have any impression? When the player named Suzaku heard this, he frowned, as if remembering, then shook her head and said, there is no such person. After a pause, Suzaku said again, except for a few, almost all of the players on the rankings are closed beta players. Even if they aren't closed beta players, they are basically some very well-known game masters. However, this player named Kai appeared almost out of nowhere. He has been active on the rankings ever since the game started its public beta. At present, we only know that there are 6 Pokémons in his team, including 3 normal types, 2 water types, and 1 electric type. Among them, the electric type Pokémon Pikachu has the highest ratings, and has been at the top of the Pokémon rating list for a long time. The position is suspected to be close to the gold rating. Also, this person has leveled up very quickly, but for some reason, he disappeared from the rankings, and is now on the rise again. There might be a hidden game master. Maybe we can try to contact him. Hearing this, King Long frowned even deeper, and after a moment of thought, he said, wait a little longer. It's time to ask Beihu, Zuanwu, and Killin for their opinions. Hearing this, Suzaku nodded. Dragon King, your leveling speed is too slow. Look, the top 6 are all occupied by others. TSK. You're 4 levels short. Drawing Sword God of Nature looked at the livid Dragon King, said with a joking face. Crap. Is this kid cheating? Damn, how could the level be improved so quickly? Dragon King looked very ugly and cursed bitterly. Previously, although the player named Red was ranked first, the level difference between the 2 Pokémons was only 1 level, so he still had a chance to surpass him. However, I don't know if this guy ate Zuanme. Wow, this leveling speed is like riding a rocket. After a quick brush, I was directly promoted to level 24. It's just 1 Pokémon at level 24. 6 more. This caused Dragon King to directly fall from 2nd to 7th place. It caused his mentality to explode. Zarshian naturally didn't know that he had become the focus of others' discussion. But even if he knew, I'm afraid he wouldn't care. After Zarshian upgraded all the Pokémon he was carrying to level 24, he went offline. When he came back to reality, it was already 9 o'clock in the evening and Zarshian was also feeling a little hungry. After dealing with it casually, Zarshian took a bath and went to bed. When I woke up the next day, it was already past 10 o'clock in the morning. Today is Monday, I have work at the company, and I plan to quit in the summer to focus on conquering MC Pokémon. After all, you get resources very quickly in the game, and you don't need to spend much time. Even if you quit in the future, you can simply exchange the Pokémon coins for Chinese coins. Moreover, it is only the initial stage of the game's launch and the country is investing heavily in it. It can be expected how popular this game will be. This is an outlet. Standing on the wind, even pigs can take off. Not to mention that he also has the blessing of the system, 100 times benefit. The resignation went smoothly, and the boss did not put too much effort into persuading me to stay. After Zarshian completed the formalities, it was already lunchtime. I went home and ordered takeout, and then browsed the web page in the summer. There were many posts talking about this game update, but there was no useful information. After finishing the meal, it was already around 3 o'clock and Zarshine was also ready to enter the game. He wanted to see what the content of this game update was like. Ding. Welcome player Kai to log into the game. As the screen flashed, Zarshine entered the game and came to the lakeside where he had been offline before. Ding. Server-wide announcement, this game has been updated. Please enjoy the fun. Seeing the server-wide announcement, Zarshine quickly opened the announcement to view the details. After a long time, he already had a rough understanding of the content of this update. The newly added mechanism of items dropped by Pokémon allows you to obtain corresponding resources such as iron ore, aluminum ore, and wooden sticks after battling wild Pokémon. The items dropped by different Pokémon are also different. This reduces the difficulty and time it takes for players to obtain resources. However, these do not have much impact on Zarshine. The newly added teleportation menu mechanism allows you to set a fixed teleportation point. Players can quickly teleport to the fixed teleportation point by holding the teleportation menu in hand, or use the coordinates of your in-game friends to quickly teleport. Of course, using the teleportation menu costs Pokémon coins, and each teleportation costs 500 Pokémon coins. Before the game is updated, if you want to teleport, you must go to the Pokémon shop in Novice Village to purchase teleportation tokens. In addition, you can only teleport to Novice Village and cannot accurately teleport. This is simpler than the previous transfer mechanism. Chapter 30 to the Mysterious Girl, the Power of Self-Destruction. And this, opening the Pokémon breeding mechanism, is to be able to make ranch blocks and start breeding Pokémon. However, if you want to breed Pokémon, you must be in a specific environment. Even if Pokémon are placed on a grass block to breed, Pokémon will not lay eggs without a corresponding environment. In addition, Pokémon from different egg groups cannot breed. This is not much different from what Zarshine knows. The probability of Pokémon spawning has increased a lot. For example, only 10 Pokémon could be spawned in the summer leveling lake, but now 20 can be spawned. This is also because the number of players is too large. Urban areas and special plot mechanisms are instantly generated in the form of secret realms. Players can enter them to experience them, and of course they can also obtain Pokémon. There is a lot of updated content, but I don't know what's going on with this town area and the special plot. We have to wait and see the details. After reading the announcement, Zarshine closed the announcement information. Later, Zarshine opened the chat channel, took a look, and found that most of the players were quite satisfied with the updated content. Also, I'm very curious about the urban areas and special plot mechanisms. Zarshine opened the ranking list, took a look, and found that, although he still occupied the top 6 on the Pokémon ranking list, but the Pokémon ranked 7th has reached level 22, and will soon be able to catch up. In this regard, Zarshine just smiled slightly and didn't care. For him, with the support of the Hundredfold benefit system, leveling up is a very easy task. However, now that the breeding mechanism is open, you can start making ranch blocks. The materials for grass cubes still need fluorite powder and clay in summer. Clay is easy to manipulate, you can dig it up by simply searching for it by the river, but fluorite powder is a bit more difficult. However, you should be able to find some items dropped by Pokémon. Later, Zarshine checked the list of items dropped by the Pokémon, and found that there were quite a few Pokémon that could drop fluorite powder, and they were basically all electric Pokémon. A total of 24 Pokémon drop fluorite powder, and the area where I'm now is very close to the birch forest, coniferous forest, oak forest, and grassland. Among them, the coniferous forest has a higher chance of spawning electric Pokémon. It seems that there are Pichu, electric shock monster, Pikachu, conductive flying squirrel, Patklitz, positive and negative electric snap, and electric spider. In that case, let's go to the taiga first. Birch forest, at the other end of the birch forest. In fact, this kind of terrain has rules. Generally, where there are birch and oak forests, there will be coniferous forests. The place of summer is right in the sea of flowers of the birch forest. Therefore, as long as you pass through the birch forest, you can reach the coniferous forest. The coniferous forest is very extensive, almost twice as large as the birch forest. When we arrive at the coniferous forest in summer, the sky is already dark. Zarshan took out the torch he made from his backpack, and his vision suddenly began to brighten. In the dark forest, Zarshan walked forward alone with a torch, staring intently at around from time to time to avoid attacks from wild Pokémon. The spawn time of Pokémon is also divided into time periods. The only Pokémon that spawn in the coniferous forest at night seem to be dark crows, cuckoos, hazelnut balls, strong-jawed chickens, etc. Pikachu, driving flying squirrels, patclits, etc. only spawn during the day. At the same time, in a certain area of the coniferous forest, there was a long-haired girl wearing a red skirt, a blue sleeveless shirt, and a white sun hat walking through the forest. The girl looked at the strange creatures and vegetation around her with a dazed look. Where is this place? Am I not in Viridian Forest? How could I appear here? Because the sky was dark and the trees in the coniferous forest were tall and dense, the moonlight couldn't shine through. Therefore, the forest seems a little dark and creepy. A look of fear appeared on the girl's face, and then she touched her body, revealing a hint of surprise. My Pokémon ball is still there. Then, the girl quickly released the Pokémon, hoping to have someone to accompany her in the dark forest. Come out. Squirtle, Jigglypuff, and Pippi. Squirtle, Jigglypuff, and Pippi. Parley Pippi. 3 white lights flashed, and Squirtle, Jigglypuff, and Pippi appeared in front of the girl. They seemed very happy to see the girl, and shouted happily. When the girl saw the Pokémon's excited expressions, the fear in her heart seemed to dissipate a lot. Okay, you guys. The girl seemed to be too excited when she saw a few Pokémon, so she quickly stopped them. I'm lost now. I don't know where I'm now. You guys can help me find a way out. Jenny Barley Pie. After hearing the girl's words, the 3 of them, Pokémon also stopped playing and nodded quickly. Then, 1 person and 3 pets began to explore towards the forest. But at this moment, Zarshan, who was advancing in the coniferous forest, encountered an attack from the Pokémons. This is a level 22 Hazelnut Ball. Although Hazelnut Ball is a bug Pokémon, it is extremely dangerous. As long as the Hazelnut Ball is emotionally unstable, it will self-destruct. When Zarshan passes in front of it in the dark, it attacks Zarshan directly. Being attacked by the Hazelnut Ball, Zarshan's blood volume was also reduced by almost half. The sudden attack caused Zarshan's complexion to change, and then with the help of the torchlight, he could clearly see the Pokémon attacking him. He then quickly ran a few meters to avoid the Hazelnut Ball's attack range. As Zarshan recovered his blood volume, he threw the Pokémon Ball out to fight. Go, Red Gyarados. Roar. As soon as Gyarados appears on the field, the intimidation feature starts to take effect. Gyarados roared Hazelnut Ball and its entire body started to stiffen. However, at this moment, Hazelnut Ball's entire body started to emit a dazzling light. Seeing this scene, Zarshan's expression changed drastically. 1. Self-destruction. Zarshan had no time to put away Gyarados, and could only throw himself towards the grass beside him. Boom. There was an explosion in the place where the Hazelnut Ball originally turned into a large pit. Gyarados was hit by the power of self-destruction and its health volume was directly reduced by 2/3. Fortunately, Gyarados has a thicker blood volume, otherwise it would have perished like Hazelnut Ball due to such a powerful self-destruction. Zarshan also stood up with a lingering fear at this moment. He also did not expect the Hazelnut Ball to explode at the slightest disagreement. Fortunately, he quickly hid himself. If the self-destruction affected him, he might have to return to the village for free. At this time, the battle information also arrived. Since Gyarados was not defeated by the Hazelnut Ball's self-destruction power, this battle was considered a victory for Gyarados. He was on the verge of failing. Ding. Due to the player's level cap, Gyarados cannot gain experience points. Ding. Defeat Hazelnut Ball to get X1 line. Ding. Choose the signature effect and get X1 metronome. With a hundredfold buff, you can get X 100 times the number of metronomes. Ding. Collect the signature effect and get X1 light powder. 100-fold bonus and get X 100 times the number of light powder. Ding. Collect the signature effect and get X1 level balls. 100 times bonus, and get x 100 amount of level balls. Hey, I almost died. Zacian also breathed a sigh of relief. Chapter 33 Off-Field Skills. Difficult Battle. Looking at the deep pit, a flash of light suddenly flashed in Zacian's mind. Since self-destruction can have such great power on the ground, what if the team carries 5 Pokémons that are capable of self-destruction? We also carry some recovery medicines and healing machines, accessories that can quickly restore Pokémon's health when the time comes, as long as the spirit with the self-destruct ability is released. Boom. Boom. Isn't it much easier to mine this way? There will be some more practical skills and moves. I remember them in Pokémon. It seems that secret skills are also available. IAI/ Flash Technique, Rock Breaking Technique, Strange Power Technique, Surfing Technique, Waterfall Climbing Technique, and Diving Technique. I wonder how effective these secret skills are. Apart from these, there seem to be many more practical common skills, such as digging holes. Thinking of this, Zacian felt his eyes light up, as if he had opened the door to a new world. But now it's better to do business first, and after giving up thinking, Zacian took out the wound medicine, treated Gyarados, and then put it away. Taking out the torch, and relying on the dim light, Zacian moved forward again. At the same time, the mysterious girl deep in the coniferous forest was walking through the forest, led by 3 Pokémon. After walking a few steps, a white light flashed in the distance. Immediately afterwards, there was a huge explosion and the earth seemed to tremble. Then calm was restored. Seeing this situation, the girl was stunned for a moment. What happened just now? Jenny? Barley? The 3 Pokémon shook their heads in confusion. Let's go over there and take a look. Then the 3 Pokémon and the girl walked towards the direction where the explosion had just occurred. Pikachu, Electric Ball. Zacian solemnly looked at the fox thief in front of him and ordered. The level of the fox thief in front of me is level 34. Summer zombies, Gyarados, Meowth, Digger, and Hayok have all entered a near-death state. The fox thief is an 8th generation Pokémon with an evil attribute and powerful combat power. Pikachu listened to the order and ran quickly, and at the end of its tail a golden ball the size of a football was condensed. While running, it kept spinning. The faster the Pokémon, the more powerful the electric ball trick will be. Chew, Pikachu shouted, and the electric ball at the end of its tail exploded, heading towards the fox thief. The fox thief was very fast. In the blink of an eye, his figure kept flashing in the forest, and he even avoided Pikachu's electric ball. Boom. The electric ball pierced the fox thief's phantom and hit the fir tree behind the fox thief. There was a loud noise, and lightning burst out. After Pikachu used the electric ball trick, it fell freely due to inertia, and couldn't adjust its body shape in the air. However, at this moment, the fox thief moved again. I saw that its legs were slightly bent, its body jumped, revealing its sharp claws, and grabbed Pikachu. After just a breath, the fox thief appeared in front of Pikachu, and its sharp claws slammed at Pikachu hard. Pikachu was attacked, and immediately let out a scream, flying upside down like a kite with a broken string, falling heavily to the ground, and rolling several times in a row. Pikachu. Zacian's expression changed. He also didn't expect this fox thief to be so flexible. Not only did he dodge the electric ball, but he also knew how to take advantage of it to counterattack. Moreover, judging from the fox thief's attack just now, it seems that Pikachu was hit in a vital part, suffered great damage, and its blood volume was reduced by half in an instant. The situation is not good. Zacian frowned deeply. If this continues, I'm afraid the team will be completely wiped out, and he will also explain it here. We have to change our tactics. However, now only the red Gyarados and Pikachu are still capable of fighting, and the other Pokémons are on the verge of death. At this moment, get up. The attack just now caused great damage to it. It kept breathing heavily, and looked a little tired. Come back, Pikachu. Zacian took back the tired Pikachu, and then replaced the red Gyarados. As soon as the red Gyarados appeared, the intimidation feature was activated, and the fox thief was also affected, and its body stiffened for a moment. Good chance. Gyarados, tidal wave. The red Gyarados opened its mouth and spurted out a furious jet of water, heading towards the fox thief. As they approached the fox thief, they suddenly spread out and turned into a whirlpool of water that surrounded the fox thief. Surrounded by the whirlpool of water, the fox thief seemed to be suffocating. It found it difficult to breathe, and its blood volume was rapidly decreasing. But even so, the fox thief still had almost half of its health left. The water vortex didn't last long before it spread out and disappeared. The fox thief felt the surrounding water vortex disappear, and a ferocious expression suddenly appeared on its face. It then opened its sharp mouth and a sound wave like a sonic boom erupted. Roar, roar, roar. Under the sonic attack, Gyarados roared uncomfortably. Its head that was held high tilted slightly, and its blood volume also dropped a lot. Roar loudly. Gyarados, use Tornado. Zacian's brows furrowed deeply. I must say that this battle is really not easy to fight. Although the levels of the Pokémon in his team were all average, they were still defeated by the fox thief who was 10 levels higher. It's a pity that he didn't conquer the bug, fairy, or fighting Pokémon. These 3 attributes can restrain the evil type. Otherwise, he wouldn't feel as awkward as he does now. However, although it was awkward, Zacian had no chance of defeating the fox thief. Continue using Tide Twister. Gyarados shook his head, and his already ferocious face became even more terrifying. Immediately, a thick column of water gushed out and shot towards the fox thief. It also turned into a water whirlpool, trapping the fox thief in it. Tide Twister's ability is not an explosion skill, but a continuous damage skill. Although it is not very powerful, it can continuously reduce the opponent's health. After the water vortex disappeared, Zacian quickly retrieved the red Gyarados and replaced Pikachu. Electric Ball. Zacian said coldly. In an instant, a golden beam shot out from the end of Pikachu's tail and bombarded the fox thief. Because it had just been attacked by 2 waves of tidal wave skills, the fox thief's body was now covered in water droplets, making it wet. Although the damage is not long lasting, it also seriously affects its speed. Suddenly, the electric ball hit the fox thief. The fox thief is now soaked, and the water is conductive. Although the electric element does not restrict the evil element, the damage the fox thief received at this moment also doubled. The fox thief had 1/3 of its health left, but it all disappeared in an instant. As the blood volume was emptied, the fox thief also groaned, and then collapsed to the ground, turning into light and disappearing. Ding. Due to player level restrictions, Pikachu and Gyarados cannot gain experience points. Ding. Congratulations on defeating the fox thief and obtaining X1 raw chicken. 100 times the benefits. You will get X100 of the amount of raw chickens. Can anyone guess the girl's identity? I'll add another chapter if you guess vertical bar. Chapter 34. I'm from Zenxin City. Finally won. After defeating the fox thief, Zacian sighed in relief. I have to say that this is the most difficult battle since I entered this game in the summer. Although the levels of the Pokémon in Zacian's team are all average, from the perspective of team configuration, it is not very reasonable. After all, he now has 2 Gyarados and 3 general Pokémon in his team. The attribute structure is too simple. Therefore, when you encounter some Pokémon with very high levels, powerful combat capabilities, and restricted attributes, the battle will become extremely difficult. This also gave Zacian the idea of conquering new members. However, there are too many factors that need to be considered in order to set up a team with fewer weaknesses. Perhaps we can consider a team in the early stage that can advance, attack, retreat, and defend. Those who collect characteristics Pokémon are no longer very useful to me, so there is no need to put 3 in the team. 1 is enough. Maybe we can eliminate the snake bear, which has both evil and normal attributes, and it also has the ability to recover. Secondly, it is unreasonable to have 2 Gyarados. 1 must be replaced. This will leave 3 positions in the team. For a moment, Zacian didn't know. Conquer a few Pokémons. This must be considered slowly. Later, Zacian took out the treatment machine and restored the Pokémon. After all the Pokémons recovered, Zacian also put away the treatment machine. However, at this moment, a rustling sound suddenly came from the grass not far away. Zarshan's expression tightened, and he looked in that direction, becoming cautious in his heart. I saw a girl wearing a blue sleeveless shirt walking out of the grass. Behind the girl were 3 Pokémons. After the girl saw Zarshan, she was stunned for a moment, and then showed a look of surprise. Great, I finally saw someone. Zarshan also didn't expect a girl to emerge from the grass, and was stunned for a moment. However, he then noticed that there was no player name on the girl's head. Could it be an NPC? Zarshan secretly thought. At this moment, a message suddenly appeared on the information panel. Ding. The player triggers a special plot. Mysterious girl who lost her address. Please help the girl find her way back. Is she really an NPC? Although the girl is only 15 or 16 years old, she looks quite pure and cute, with an air of youthful vitality. Who are you, and why are you here? Zarshan asked. Hello, big brother, I'm Zyadalan from Zenxin City, and I'm on my journey to master Pokémon trainer. I don't know what's going on. I clearly remember that I was in Viridian Forest, but when I walked, I got lost while walking, and arrived here after dark. I heard an explosion not far away, so I wanted to come and take a look. I didn't expect to see you, big brother. Zyadalan. The little girl said with a smile, with 2 small dimples on her face, which was really cute. However, when Zarshan heard Zyadalan announce her home, his pupils suddenly shrank, and there was a hint of shock in his heart. Zyadalan, are you still from Zenxin City? Could it be that Zarshan quickly asked, you said you are from Zenxin City. Do you know Dr. Omu in Zenxin City? Where are the people? Everyone in the city respects him. Where did I get my Squirtle from? Brother, do you also know Dr. Omu? We know him. How is it possible that he doesn't know him? Drive Omu is a very famous person. Zarshan nodded. I couldn't help but sigh in my heart. This game seemed to be getting more and more interesting. It even introduced backgrounds from previous Pokémon. However, it seems that Zyadalan is a character from the special episode, right? Great. Hearing this, Zyadalan's face showed a hint of joy. She also didn't expect that a bad old man who only knew how to eat instant noodles every day and didn't even know how to cook would have such a big reputation. Brother, do you know the way out of here? This doesn't seem to be the Viridian Forest. Hearing this, Zarshan also smiled bitterly and shook his head, saying, in fact, this is not the Viridian Forest, and I don't know the way out. To be honest, he was still a little confused about this task. There is no task message. How can we help Zyadalan find her way back to Viridian Forest? Since a special plot has been triggered, I might as well give you a hint. Despite how blind he is now, Zarshan doesn't know how to help Zyadalan find her way back to Viridian Forest. Ah. How could this happen? When Zyadalan heard Zarshan's words, a look of disappointment suddenly appeared on her face. I've been wandering around the Viridian Forest for 5 days and now I don't know where I am. What should I do? Zyadalan looked dejected. Seeing Zyadalan's appearance, Zarshan didn't know how to comfort her, so he could only say, how about you follow me first, and I'll help you find your way back. Brother. Zyadalan said in surprise when she heard this. Originally, she heard that Zarshan didn't know where this place was, so she was still a little disappointed and worried. But when she heard that Zarshan was willing to help her find her way back, her heart was filled with gratitude. Zarshan smiled and nodded, comforting. Don't worry, you will definitely find your way back. Yes. Okay, wait for me first, Zarshan said to Zyadalan, and then took out a computer and put it on the ground in front of her. Zarshan opened the PC, thought about it, put in the Digger Rabbit, and took out the Snake Bear. The current Snake Bear is only level 11, which is a bit low and needs to be trained to break through to the next level. Brother, what is this? Zyadalan asked doubtfully when she saw the PC suddenly appear. This is a PC, similar to a Pokémon teleportation device. It can transport Pokémon to the location where they are, and can exchange Pokémon at will. Zarshan explained with a smile. Wow, that's amazing. This kind of technology is still available now? It's very troublesome for us to exchange Pokémon. We have to go to the teleporter in the Pokémon Center to exchange, and the location where the Pokémon are located must be different. Be talented. Otherwise, there's no way to exchange Pokémon. This thing called a PC is really great. I really want one. Little Blue's big watery eyes looked at the PC in front of him, showing a look of longing. This is really nothing. The current technology doesn't seem bad, right? Zacian was also a little surprised when he heard Zioland's words. This teleporter doesn't seem to be as bad as Zioland said, right? After all, if the Trainer 6 portable Pokémon slow down and capture Pokémon again, they will be teleported back to the doctor's house at the starting point. This is a true biological teleportation technology. The principles involved are very complex, and it's not as simple as a space jump. Moreover, in his memory, this is not the only black technology in the Pokémon world. Of course, the Pokémon Balls, healing machines, and Pokémon trading systems used today are also considered black technologies. Almost all of these are derivatives of the Pokémon world. There are more, such as backpacks with unlimited capacity, technology that can capture mythical beasts, and elven devices that resurrect fossils, etc. Overall, the technology in the Pokémon world is very advanced. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 35 Legendary Trainer, Special Plot Clues. Snake Bear, please tell me. Impact. In the coniferous forest, Zacian was ordering the Snake Bear to make the final harvest of a level 16 insect electric treasure. Boom. After hearing the order, the snake-printed bear slammed into the insect electric treasure. Immediately afterwards, the two Pokémons collided fiercely, and then the insect electric treasure flew upside down, fell to the ground, and rolled twice. The insect electric treasure's blood volume was also emptied at this moment. Ding. The snake bear won the battle and gained 1000 experience points. Ding. The snake bear's level has risen to level 12 with a comprehensive combat power of 90. Ding. The snake bear's level has risen to level 13 with a comprehensive combat power of 100. Ding. The snake print bear's level has been raised to level 14. The overall combat power is 110. Ding. The snake bear's level has been increased to level 15. The overall combat power is 120. Ding. Defeat the electric insect treasure and get 2 fluorite powder. X 100. Ding. The snake bear's collision ability has been improved. With a hundredfold buff, the snake bear's collision ability has been increased to LV7. Ding. Obtain the signature effect and get pure beads X1. 100 times the income, get the amount of pure beads X100. Ding. Obtain the signature effect and get the rechargeable battery X1. 100 times the income, get the amount of rechargeable batteries X100. Ding. Get the signature effect and obtain the electromagnetic wave skill disc X1. With 100 times the benefit, obtain the electromagnetic wave skill disc X100. I collected some good things. I remember that purity bead seemed to summon the 3 silly birds fighting the Pokémons, right? Pikachu can use this rechargeable battery and this electromagnetic wave skill disc himself. Snake Bear, come back. Zacian is quite satisfied with this improvement speed, and now he also has fluorite powder. Snake Bear, Galaform, level 15. Gender, female. Attributes, normal. Evil features, picking up hidden features. Scud body type, normal. Life ratings, green attack ratings, red defense ratings, green special attack ratings, blue special defense ratings, green speed rating, red comprehensive combat power. 120 intimacy. 100 skills, impact LV7, shout LV3, tail flick LV3, sand shake LV2, head hammer LV3, roar LV1, round pupil LV1. Accessories carried. Leftover snake tattooed bear. Not only did it improve, but it also learned 2 new skills, namely the evil type loud roar and the fairy type round pupils. Brother, are you that powerful? Ziolan, who was at the site, looked surprised when she saw Zarshan defeat the electric insect treasure in one go. She didn't know Pokémons like Charndy and Bayo. She also took out the Pokémon guide and checked, but there was no information on Charndy and Bayo. Although judging from its unique moves, it seems to be an electric and insect Pokémon. But with its current strength, it would probably require a lot of effort to defeat this electric insect treasure. The 3 Pokémons on its body are not too strong. She was just a new trainer who had just left Zenxin City. It was still difficult to defeat this electric insect treasure. Moreover, what surprised her even more was that the elder brother she met knew this strange Pokémon very well. It's okay, this electric insect treasure is not very strong. The electric insect treasure is a Pokémon from the Alola region. It's normal that you don't know about it, and your Pokémon picture book doesn't have any information about it. Zarshan heard this. Then he smiled, shook his head, and said, Alola region? Where is that? I've only heard of the Kanto region, Chengdu region, and Fangyuan region. Xiaolan was also stunned for a moment, with a confused expression on her face. Although she is a new trainer who has just come out, she has already been to many places. She grew up in the Chengdu area and recently returned to the Guangdu area, so she was unfamiliar with all of this. Zarshan thought about Xiaolan's background and knew that it was understandable that she didn't understand this. Zarshan smiled and said to Xiaolan, since you don't know, then let me inform you about it. In addition to the 3 regions you mentioned, there are 5 regions, namely the Sinnoh region, the Unova region, the Kalos region, the Alola region, and the Galar region. Of course, these are the regions that are now known. There are many unseen and unheard of Pokémon in these regions. I remember that you want to become a training master, right? In this case, you should go to these places to increase your knowledge. Only in this way can you become a powerful trainer. Is that so? Xiaolan nodded. Zarshan smiled, then said again, I know a powerful trainer who also came from Zenxin City. Just a year after his debut, he defeated the 4 Heavenly Kings and the Kanto Alliance champion, becoming the new trainer of the Kanto League champion. Wow. Who is he? Why haven't I heard of his name? Xiaolan's face showed an expression of surprise and disbelief. In Xiaolan's perception, the 4 Heavenly Kings and the champion are almost the strongest Pokémon trainers in the world. Is this person so powerful? Just 1 year after traveling, he defeated the 4 Heavenly Kings and the champion. How is this possible? Zarshan saw Xiaolan's surprised expression, smiled slightly, and said again, his name is Xiaokai. You may not know him, but Dr. Romu may know him. After winning the championship, he didn't stop. He left. Then he participated in the World Championship and won the championship again. Almost no one was his opponent. His experience can be said to be almost a legend that no one can break. He's so powerful. Xiaolan's eyes widened when she heard this, and the shock on her face became even more intense. Then, you should aim for him. Zarshan looked at Xiaolan and seemed to be very satisfied with Xiaolan's expression. I've decided that I must become a trainer like him. Xiaolan waved her fist, her face full of longing. But you're lost now, and you don't even know where you are. How did you become such a trainer? Zarshan punched. Why is this? Xiaolan had a disappointed expression on her face when she heard this. In fact, she doesn't even know where she is now, how she became such a long-awaited and powerful trainer. Think carefully, where have you been, and what have you seen, before you got lost? Zarshan guided. In his opinion, since this is a special plot, the clue should still be in Xiaolan. It's very possible that the clues are hidden in Xiaolan's experience. Well, let me think about it. After hearing Zarshan's words, Xiaolan held her head with her right hand and fell into memories. I remember entering the Viridian forest that day and then encountered a swarm of giant bees, which scared me so much that I ran away in panic. That's right. I remembered. Before I got lost, I seemed to pass by a mysterious hut. Oh, what does that hut look like? Zarshan quickly asked. This should be the clue to completing this special plot. Wow, is it that easy to guess? Something will happen overnight. So if there is a further update, it might be a bit later. Chapter 36, The Legendary Pokémon, the White Devil, more to come. Well, it's a half-meter tall red wooden house with a small yellow door and window. It looks like it's used to worship something. It looks like a miniature version of a small temple. After the small temple, as I continued walking towards the forest, the scene around me seemed to have changed. As she recalled, Ziolan also remembered what happened at that time. Hearing this, Zaoshine frowned slightly. A small red temple. According to what Ziolan said, it should travel through time and space. I remember that there are only 4 Pokémons with the ability to travel through time and space in the animation. Forest Godzilla, for example. One is Dialga, the god of time. The second is the Libera puppet that travels through time and space with the help of the Libera puppet civilization. And the last is Rotom from an abandoned hotel in Carlos. Since the reason why Ziolan traveled through time and space is with that guy, if it is related to the small red temple, then Rotom and Libera may be eliminated later. As for Dialga, you must have the red chain to open the temple of creation to see him. So, there is only one last one left. One possibility is that Ziolan has traveled through time and space through Celebi's ability. It's very possible that the small temple she found was Celebi's habitat. It's just a guess. Zaoshine is extremely certain in his heart. This guess should be quite different from the actual situation. Zaoshine looked at Ziolan and said, I think I know why you're lost. Ah, really? Big brother, what the hell is going on? Ziolan's face suddenly showed surprise when she heard this look. She has been lost for many days. It would be great if she could find her way back. It has something to do with that small temple. I think you were influenced by a legendary Pokémon with a mysterious power, time travel. It can be explained by simply changing the way of saying it. Legendary? Pokémon? Ziolan's eyes widened, and she asked doubtfully. In this world, there are some Pokémons with mysterious powers that ordinary people can't see. They are called legendary Pokémon. Zaoshine nodded and explained. Ah, this is great. I have indeed met the legendary Pokémon, but why didn't I find out about it? Ziolan cheered, but then became distressed again. Logically speaking, since she met the legendary Pokémon, she should have seen what it looks like. However, there was no special Pokémon in her memory. Could it be that it is hiding? Yes, it is very possible. It must be like this. Ah, what a pity. Ziolan had a sad face, full of regret. Alright, if that's the case, let's go back to the direction you came from. Maybe we can find some clues. When Zaoshine saw Ziolan's appearance, he shook his head and laughed. The NPCs in this game are really expressive. I really don't know how the company that developed this game came up with the research. Not even the most powerful AI can do this, right? So, the two of them started to search for Ziolan in the direction he came from. At this moment, the sky was starting to lighten up a little and the sun was just rising. Soon after, the light in the forest grew brighter. Seeing this, Zaoshine also put away the torch. Brother, it's just some kind of Pokémon. I've never seen it in the Kanto area. Ziolan asked, pointing at a Pokémon not far away with a light blue back that looked like a squirrel and an overall white color. Zaoshine's eyes looked in the direction of Little Blue's finger. The little Pokémon was wagging its big fluffy tail and chewing on a fruit in its hand. Zaoshine smiled and said, this is a white devil, Patulitz. White devil? Ziolan was stunned for a moment when she heard this. How could this cute little elf be a devil? Ziolan looked at Zaoshine with a bewildered face, obviously not believing what Zaoshine said. The white devil is the nickname given to this Pokémon in my hometown. Although it looks very cute, it is extremely powerful, Zaoshine explained with a smile. Speaking of which, in my previous life, at the Pokémon World Championships, a player used this Pokémon to play Follow Me. Now it changed its name to Watch Me. This seemingly useless ability took all the attacks from another contestant's Pokémon and withstood all the damage. In the end, the contestant who used Patklitz emerged victorious. This is why the Pokémon Patulitz is also nicknamed the White Devil. Oh, that's it. Ziolan nodded. The two of them were very close to Patulitz's position, and Patulitz's basic information was also displayed in front of Zaoshine. Patulitz level 21 gender, male attribute, electric type, normal life rating, blue attack rating, red defense rating, red special attack rating, purple special defense rating, blue speed rating, red overall. This Pachulit's grades are good and have reached the top level. You can try to subdue them and then breed them with the variety monsters. It would also be good to raise Pachulits with high qualifications. After thinking about it, Zarshan also made a decision in his heart. I want to conquer this Pachulits. Please wait for me, Zarshan said to Zaolan, then walked forward and threw Pikachu's Pokémon Ball. Pachulits is an electric Pokémon and its level is also 21. If Gyarados enters the battle, it will be very difficult to fight. It is not a reverse attribute master like Ash Ketchum in Pokémon. Secondly, general Pokémons like Meow Meow and Hayok do not have high skill damage and do not have much advantage. As for the Snake Bear, it at least has an evil attribute, but its level is too low. Therefore, Zarshan had no choice but to send Pikachu to take the initiative and consume a wave of Pachulit's health first. To be honest, Pikachu is not a very good choice. Pachulit's seems to have a hidden ability to store electricity, and electric skills are completely ineffective against the ability to store electricity. Even so, Pikachu is now considered to have the highest combat power in Zarshan's team, so he can only use Pikachu. Using other Pokémons, Zarshan was afraid that he wouldn't be able to do any damage. Pikachu, Electric Shock. Hearing the order, Pikachu's body flashed with a golden light, and then a golden light shot towards Pachulit's. However, when Pikachu's electric shock attack hit Pachulit's, it did not cause any damage, nor had any effect. Pachulit's even tilted his head, with a hint of doubt in his eyes. As expected, it has electricity storage properties. The reason Zarshan allowed Pikachu to use the electric shock technique first was to test Pachulit's properties. It would be fine if it had the seizing stat, but if it had the energy storage stat, it's a bit difficult to fight against this. Pachulit's is almost immune to damage from electric skills. Chapter 37 Conquering Pachulit's, the Little Milk Fairy. However, although it is not easy to fight, Pikachu does not only have electric abilities. Moreover, even if Pikachu is disabled, aren't there any other Pokémons? Let's have a wheel battle. Zarshan doesn't believe it, and he can't conquer this Pachulit's. Zarshan suddenly thought that maybe he would have to form a special team to conquer Pokémons in the future. Paralysis Powder, Hypnosis, these abilities are useful for conquering Pokémons. Pikachu, lightning flashed. Without hesitation, Zarshan immediately changed his strategy. Pikachu shouted, then turned into a white light and rushed towards Pachulit's. Bang! Pikachu's body hit Pachulit's body hard, and Pachulit's was sent flying, but the damage didn't seem to be very high. Pachulit's blood volume only decreased a little. He retreated a few meters and stabilized his body. Pachulit's also seemed angry after being attacked by Pikachu. I saw arcs of electricity flashing on its yellow cheeks, and then it ran towards Pikachu. As it ran, its entire body was enveloped in a golden light, like a golden glow. Touch the cheek. And this is lightning? Or is it a volt attack? Seeing the trick used by Pachulit's, Zarshan was also stunned for a moment. In fact, he could see the flashing electric arc on Pachulit's cheek earlier. However, Zarshan couldn't determine whether the next skill was the lightning trick or the volt attack trick. The two skills of electric light and volt attack are somewhat similar. They both envelop the entire body with electricity and attack the opponent, paralyzing them. However, the difference between the two is that the electro-optical skill will not be damaged by the shock, while the volt attack will be damaged. However, no matter what skill it is, as long as it is an electric skill, Pikachu will not suffer much damage. Because Pikachu's characteristic is a lightning rod, it is immune to all electric damage. Therefore, when Pachulit's body suddenly collided with Pikachu, the electric current covering his entire body also headed towards Pikachu. However, when this current entered Pikachu's body, it went straight along Pikachu's body to the ground. Pachulit's ability did not have the desired effect at all, and did not even cause any damage to Pikachu. Pikachu was only hit by Pachulit's, causing him to retreat 2 steps. Shadow Clone, Lightning. Zarshan sneered, and then ordered. Pachulit's also seemed to have discovered that the skills he used were not effective, and just wanted to retreat. However, Pikachu moved at this moment. I saw his figure flash and immediately turned into several figures surrounding Patulitz. For a moment, Patulitz was dazzled by what he saw, and he did not even know what Pikachu's true form was. However, while Patulitz was stunned, several phantoms turned into white lights and charged towards Patulitz. Bang! Patulitz was hit, and his entire body was sent flying. However, this is not over yet. Crash! Eliminate him! Pikachu heard the order, and after using the lightning bolt, he used the collision trick. Then, under the impact of a huge force, Patulitz's entire figure flew out like a kite with a broken string. He fell to the ground a few meters away and rolled a few times. Afterwards, Patulitz stood up embarrassedly. Although he looked quite embarrassed, he was not seriously injured. Looking at the battle information, Patulitz still had a lot of health, and Zacian also frowned. This is a huge waste of time. We must change tactics. Come back, Pikachu. Zacian took Pikachu back and then replaced it with a snake bear. Loud roar. As soon as the snake bear appeared, a huge roar came out of its mouth. Hearing this roar, Patulitz was so scared that he covered his ears. His expression was a little awkward, and there was a trace of fear in his eyes. Just as Patulitz was affected by the loud roar skill, Zacian took back the snake bear and replaced it with Meow. High five surprise attack. It must be said that Zacian's tactic was a bit sinister. Use the effective skills to force Patulitz to be unable to use skills and can only continue to be passively beaten. And under Zacian's little consumption, Patulitz's blood volume also slowly decreased and soon fell to a low point. Zacian saw the right time, took out the red and white ball and threw it directly. The red and white ball accurately hit Patulitz and then absorbed it. Buzz, 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 buzz. This ball failed to subdue Patulitz. The red and white balls exploded and Patulitz broke free. But Zacian was not disappointed and directly took out a high-level ball and threw it. Patulitz enters the Poké Ball again. After a few seconds, the high-level ball finally stopped shaking. Ding. Congratulations on conquering Patulitz. Ding. Because the player's Pokémon is full, it will be automatically transferred back to the PC. After conquering Patulitz, Zacian did not check its information immediately, but returned to Zaolan. Okay, now let's move on. Hearing this, Zaolan nodded. Then, the two of them hit the road again. However, after walking not far, Zacian saw a very rare Pokémon, the Little Milk Fairy. Fairy Milk is a fairy type Pokémon that looks like a pudding. Its entire body is milky white, small and cute. It is a Pokémon that belongs to the 8th generation. It can evolve into Frost Milk Fairy and has a relatively good appearance. Wow, big brother, what kind of Pokémon is that? It's so cute. Girls still prefer cute Pokémons. Therefore, when Zaolan saw Zaozane's cute appearance, she exclaimed, her eyes shining with light. This is Fairy Milk. Pokémons in the Galar region can evolve into Frost Milk Fairies with different appearances, Zacian explained with a smile. It's so cute that I want to conquer it. Zaolan waved her hand and said loudly, since you want to conquer, go ahead. Zacian said with a smile. To be honest, after evolving into Frost Milk Fairy, a Pokémon like Little Fairy Milk is still quite handsome. Moreover, there are no males like Fairy Milk, only females. It won't become a cross-dressing boss like Gardevoir or Menace. However, just because of this, in his previous life, many players called Frost Milk Fairy one of the elf wives. In fact, Zacian also wants to tame some Fairy Milk. After all, this kind of Pokémon has very good looks and is good to the eyes. However, the qualifications of the Little Fairy Milk at this time were not very high. Since Zaolan wanted it, let her give it to her. The level of this Little Fairy Milk is not high. Although Zaolan is just a new trainer, there are 3 Pokémons in it. Therefore, it did not take much effort to conquer this Little Fairy Milk. What Zacian did not expect was that the two of them did not get very far when they encountered another Little Fairy Milk. This makes Zacian wonder if there is a Fairy Milk colony nearby. Moreover, the qualifications of this Fairy Milk are much higher than that of Zaolan's Fairy Milk, and it also reaches the qualifications of the upper class. Zacian actually had the idea to subdue it. It did not take long. Zacian first let Pikachu paralyze it, and then sent a snake bear to consume its blood. When Zacian's blood volume dropped to almost the same level, Zacian directly threw out the high-level ball. Buzz, 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 buzz. Didn't wait too long. Zacian was directly conquered by Zacian Bite. Congratulations on conquering Fairy Milk. As always, Fairy Milk was transferred back to the PC. Chapter 38. The Pokémon boss is updated again. Deep in the coniferous forest, Zacian and Ziolan continue to search for the small temple of Celebi. However, at this moment, an announcement suddenly appeared on the entire server. Ding. A boss Pokémon was born in the desert terrain. However, this was not over yet. Another announcement appeared. Ding. A boss Pokémon was born in the snowy terrain. Damn, you can defeat 2 bosses in a row. Okay. 666. Has the survival rate of bosses increased recently? What number is this? Go ahead and kill the boss. The rewards will be huge. The more players there are, the more likely it is. As more and more Pokémon appear, the number of Pokémon spawned increases, thus the number of bosses increases. We losers have no chance to fight against bosses. Countless information quickly flooded the screen. When Zacian saw this announcement, he was also a little surprised and stopped. During this time, he turned off the announcement message and did not pay attention. Unexpectedly, since the update, the Pokémon boss is updated more frequently. Zacian suddenly stopped, which also made Ziolan stunned for a moment, looking at Zacian in confusion. Brother, what's wrong? Nothing. I suddenly thought of something. Zacian shook his head and said. To be honest, Zacian still has some ideas about the Pokémon boss. It is said that there are great rewards after defeating the Pokémon boss. I wonder if you can get some rare accessories? Unfortunately, Zacian has not encountered a Pokémon boss yet. Not long after Zacian took Ziolan away, an advertisement appeared again. Ding. A Pokémon boss has appeared on the coniferous forest ground. As soon as this announcement appeared, Zacian was stunned for a moment. Tiger? Could it be? Zacian's eyes looked around. When he saw a green light emerging from the grass not far away, he seemed a little stunned. Could it be that this Pokémon boss actually came to him? Ziolan seemed a little suspicious when she saw Zacian suddenly stopped again. She then looked in the direction Zacian was looking and was stunned for a moment when she saw the green grass not far away. Zacian silently gestured to Ziolan and then leaned towards the grass. When Zacian walked over, he also saw the situation on the grass. I saw a dark crow with green light, several times larger than the ordinary one, with a fierce look and a fierce look. Sure enough, it's the Pokémon boss. Zacian seemed very happy when he saw this green Pokémon boss. If it was the blue Pokémon boss, Zacian would probably have to expend a lot of energy to defeat it. But the Dark Crow boss in front of me is just a green boss, only level 29. It is only 5 levels higher than the summer Pokémons. In addition, Dark Crow has flying attributes. This is definitely good news for summer. After all, he now has 2 electric Pokémons in his hands. Flying Pokémons are not easy to deal with. Moreover, in addition to being restricted by the electric element, Dark Crow also has ice, fairy, and rock element. There are no ice or rock Pokémons in Zacian. Although the little fairy milk I just conquered is a fairy type, its level is too low. Zacian is afraid that Zioxane will die in one move, so this is exaggerated. Therefore, we can only use Pikachu and Pachulitz as the main output. Then Zacian took out the PC, replaced Hayok with Packlets, and took out the healing machine to restore the entire team of Pokémons. Although the Murkrow boss in front of you is a little easier to defeat, it will happen if you are not fully prepared. Zacian was afraid that the car would accidentally overturn. Although this Dark Crow boss is only 5 levels higher, its combat power is still quite powerful. After restoring all the Pokémon, Zacian put away the PCs and treatment machines. Then, 6 Pokémon were released and prepared to fight. Conquering the Pokémon or fighting trainers can only be done in 1v1 format. Unless it's that kind of group battle, like 2v2 or 3v3, etc. Or a massive melee combat. Secondly, it's time to fight the Pokémon boss. According to Zacian's tactics, he let the two Gyarados go up to draw firepower. Snake Bear and Meow Meow launched sneak attacks to suppress the Dark Crow boss with the effects of special skills. Pikachu and Patchoulets serve as the main outlet to consume Dark Crow's blood. Gyarados, go up and bite. Meow Meow, high five, surprise attack, and the Snake Bear roars loudly. Pikachu and Patchoulets use electric shocks to consume their health. The zombie Gyarados rushed forward, its huge body directly pressed down on the grass to open a path. The Dark Crow boss seemed to sense the danger and quickly flapped its wings, wanting to fly high. However, Zacian would not allow it to succeed. Pikachu, Patchoulets, electric shock. Take it down. A golden beam erupted from the bodies of Pikachu and Patchoulets, and then shot towards the Dark Crow that had just taken off. However, just as the electric light was about to hit the Dark Crow boss, two red beams of light suddenly appeared in the eyes of the Dark Crow boss. Then, two black shadows suddenly flew along its wings and hit the electric light. Boom. There was an explosion, and the electric attack launched by Pikachu and Patchoulets was directly broken by the Dark Crow boss. When Zacian saw this situation, he also frowned. Is this the Night Demon? He thought with some uncertainty. And when Zacian was ordering the Pokémons to fight the Dark Crow boss, Xiaolan also noticed the movement here and walked towards Zacian's position. When she saw the Dark Crow with green light all over its body, her eyes suddenly widened with disbelief on her face. Isn't this the Dark Pokémon? Why is it here? Zacian also noticed Xiaolan's arrival, but his energy was now focused on the battle with the Dark Crow boss. Therefore, he ignored Xiaolan. But when he heard what Xiaolan said, he was still stunned. Dark Pokémon? What? Isn't this the boss Pokémon? However, Zacian didn't think about it carefully and quickly came back to his senses. Because at this moment, the battle has entered a fierce stage. Although it seemed that Summer 6 Pokémons had the upper hand, suppressing the Dark Crow boss. However, according to the battle information, the Dark Crow boss's blood volume slowly decreased. Not only does it dodge many attacks, but it can even use skills to offset the damage from Pikachu and Patchoulets' electric skills. What's even more outrageous is that this Murkrow boss can actually fight back. By now, the blood volume of Zacian's 6 Pokémon has also decreased a lot. Win. I'm careless. I didn't expect this boss to be so difficult to fight. Damn it. Its movements are too flexible, and its speed is extremely fast. It can easily dodge some of its skills. It can't keep going like this. We must find a way to suppress its flexible speed. Chapter 39 Generous Rewards and Mysterious Power. Originally, Zacian thought that defeating the Dark Crow boss would be an easy task due to his attribute advantage and numerical advantage. However, when they actually fought, he realized that he seemed to be completely wrong. Gyarados, keep going up. Meow, piercing sound, treasure gathering technique. Snake Bear, roar loudly, keep suppressing it. Hearing the order, the 6 Pokémons immediately attacked. The two huge Gyarados stood up again, resisting the damage from the Dark Crow boss. Meowth first screamed and made a harsh sound, which made the Dark Crow boss feel uncomfortable and its defense rapidly dropped. Subsequently, Pikachu's electromagnetic wave simply put the Dark Crow boss into a state of paralysis. Patchoulets also arrived in front of the Dark Crow boss at this moment. I saw that random arcs of electricity surged from Patchoulets' yellow cheeks, hitting the Dark Crow boss hard. Because it was paralyzed by Pikachu's electromagnetic wave, the Murkrow boss was at a standstill, unable to move or use its special moves. That was why it was hit by Patchoulets. The Dark Crow boss was hit by Patchoulets, and its body immediately flew out and hit the fir tree behind it. Then, it slipped and fell to the ground. After enduring the blow to Patchoulets' cheek, the Dark Crow boss's blood volume dropped significantly, and the effect was outstanding. Even so, the Dark Crow boss still has a third of its health left. However, the current situation is starting to lean towards Zacian. Okay, let's pursue victory. Continue. When Zacian saw this situation, he also smiled lightly. As expected, the scales of victory are starting to tip in their favor. Hearing the order, the 6 Pokémons rushed forward and then launched a fierce attack on the paralyzed Dark Crow. Under the powerful output of the 2 electric Pokémons, Pikachu and Pachulitz, the Dark Crow boss's health quickly hit rock bottom. Not long after, the battle message arrived with the message of defeating the Dark Crow boss. With the defeat of the boss Pokémon, Zacian's character level also rose to level 28. Ding. Congratulations to player Red for defeating the boss Pokémon. Ding. Pachulitz gained 50,000 experience points. With a hundredfold benefit, Pachulitz gained 5 million experience points. Ding. Pachulitz's level has risen to level 22, with a comprehensive combat power of 130. Ding. Pachulitz's level has risen to level 23, with a comprehensive combat power of 140. Ding. Pachulitz's level has been raised to level 28, with a comprehensive combat power of 190. Thanks to the 100-fold buff, the levels of all 6 Pokémon have been raised to level 28. Ding. Gyarados, Flash, Gyarados, Zombie, Pikachu, Meowth, Patklitz, and Snake Bear's ability mastery has been improved. 100-fold bonus, Gyarados, Flash, Gyarados, Zombie, Pikachu, Meowth, Patklitz, and Snake Bear's ability levels have been upgraded. Ding. Congratulations to the player for obtaining Master Ball X1, Power Bracer X1, Raw Chicken X1, and Arcstone Fragment X1. 100-fold buff, you will get Master Ball, Power Bracer, Raw Chicken, and Arcstone Fragment X100. Ding. Obtain the signature effect and get Gravity Ball X1. 100 times the benefits. Get X100 amount of Gravity Balls. Ding. Get the signature effect and get the Boost Belt X1. With 100 times the benefit, you can get X100 amount of Boost Belts. Ding. Get the signature effect and get the Red Thread X1. 100 times the income. Get X100 amount of red threads. A series of prompts shocked Zacian. Immediately, an ecstatic expression appeared on his face. He also didn't expect that the reward for defeating the Dark Crow boss would be so generous. I must say, this wave is really profitable. Brother, you are so amazing. You actually defeated the Dark Pokémon. Ziolan sincerely praised Zacian when she saw that he had defeated the Dark Crow boss. Dark Pokémon? What is that? After hearing this, Zacian temporarily put aside the joy on his face and asked in doubt. Dark Pokémon are Pokémon that become violent and unreasonable after being infected by dark power. Not only are they aggressive, but they are also very powerful. They often attack human cities. Many cities have been attacked by dark Pokémon, causing casualties. The number of people is very large, Ziolan explained, with sadness in her eyes, as if she felt sad for those who died under the attack of dark Pokémon. Does that saying still exist? Zacian pondered. However, Zacian didn't take it seriously. In her opinion, these boss Pokémon in the background of the game should be what these NPCs call Pokémon, that are infected by dark power and become violent and bloodthirsty. At the same time, after Zacian defeated the boss Pokémon, the chat channel became lively again. Damn it, look at the rankings, they've changed again. 666. Kneel before the boss. Is this the power of the boss? Is this person cheating? The top 7 have all been fooled by him. It's all over. I'm so angry at 8th place. I'm right next to the Dragon King. He was originally ranked 7th, but now he's fallen to 10th place. He's so angry that he's almost vomiting blood. Could it be that everyone who dominated the rankings defeated the boss? It's very possible. Otherwise, how could their levels increase so quickly? While many players were talking, Zacian and Ziolan and the others have arrived at a coniferous forest, a relatively secluded place. The periphery of this place is overgrown with weeds, and the trees are ridiculously large. Even the thinnest tree is 3 meters wide. At the periphery of this area, there is a small wall built with stones. Inside the low wall is a large piece of flat land. Did you find a place? Zacian looked at the scene in front of him, and muttered to himself. Brother, I remember that the small temple is inside this low wall. Ziolan looked at the surrounding scene, which seemed familiar to her. Then, she remembered that the small temple was not far away inside the low wall. Okay, let's go in and take a look first. Zarshan nodded and then entered the low wall. The two of them walked not far away when they saw a small red wooden house in the center. This small wooden house is about half a meter tall, supported by 4 pillars below the base, and looks small and exquisite. At the front of the wooden house, as Zyadalan said, there are 2 yellow doors and windows. The surrounding layout, together with this cabin, looks like a mansion. It seems like it should be like this. Zarshan said lightly. I remember that. After I came here, I was completely lost. Zyadalan nodded and said, let's look for some clues first. Zarshan looked around and said to Zyadalan, okay. Then, the two of them began to search around the cabin. The first thing that comes up questionable is this cabin. Zarshan wasn't sure if this was Saliba's wooden house, so he came to the cabin. However, at this moment, Zarshan suddenly received a message. Ding. You can't move forward because you're blocked by a mysterious force. Chapter 40. The special plot is completed and Zyadalan leaves. Seeing this message, Zarshan was stunned for a moment. Mysterious power blocking it? Then, Zarshan turned his gaze and looked up. He saw that in front of him was something transparent, film-like, resembling a barrier. Zarshan stretched out his hand and touched something similar to a barrier. He tried to break through the transparent film, but was blocked by a force. However, at this moment, Zarshan's complexion changed slightly, and he found that his blood volume suddenly dropped a little. Ding. The mysterious force is blocking it, and players cannot break through it. Zarshan frowned and began to think deeply. What exactly is this power? Why can't I penetrate it? This hut seems to be the altar of Celebi, the god of the forest, right? I remember that it appeared in Minecraft Pokémon. Will there be a barrier here? After thinking for a moment, without any ideas, Zarshan looked at Zyadalan and saw her looking for something not far away, so he quickly called out to her. Brother, what's wrong? Zyadalan walked over and asked with confusion on his face. Zyadalan, there's a transparent barrier here. Try to see if you can break through it. Zarshan pointed at the transparent barrier in front of him and said, transparent barrier? Zyadalan heard this and looked confusedly in the direction Zarshan pointed. However, there's nothing there. Zyadalan walked forward and didn't find any transparent barrier. She looked at Zarshan in confusion and asked, brother, where's the transparent barrier here? Zarshan looked at Zyadalan and then at the transparent barrier in front of her with a confused expression on his face. There's clearly a transparent barrier in front of her. Why can't Zyadalan see it? Could it be that only players can see this barrier, but not NPCs? Zarshan's face was full of contemplation, and he tried to touch the barrier again. However, his blood volume dropped by a small level again. Ding. The mysterious power blocks the player and the player cannot pass through. Question mark? Did I touch it and your blood was deducted? Zarshan's complexion changed slightly, and he quickly withdrew his hand. Could it be that Zyadalan got lost because she passed through this barrier? Or is it that on the other side of the barrier is Viridian Forest? And as long as Zyadalan passes through this barrier, he will be lost. Can we return to Viridian Forest and complete this special plot? But isn't this hut in front of the Celebi altar? Why wasn't Zyadalan brought here by Celebi's power? At this moment, another message suddenly appeared. Ding. Congratulations to the player for clearing the special story, the mysterious girl who got lost. Seeing this message, Zarshan was stunned for a moment. That's it? Is this done? Logically speaking, the special story should be more special, and it should also have a more interesting quest, right? Also, isn't this small wooden house in front of me Celebi's altar? Where has Celebi gone? In any case, he had already obtained the Master Ball before. The Master Ball is the highest level Pokeball that can conquer 100% Pokémon. He also wants to conquer the god of the forest, Celebi. This result exceeded his expectations. Brother, I took a look just now. It seems that Viridian Forest is not far away. It's really great. I finally found the way to him, he said excitedly. Well, find the way. Zarshan nodded. Brother, now that I've found the way, I have to go. Thank you for taking me to this place. This is just a thank you gift. It can be regarded as my expression of gratitude. Lan took out the bag from her backpack. Something like glasses. Zarshan was stunned for a moment and quickly took the glasses from Lan's hand. Ghost clairvoyance can capture the special wavelength emitted by super powerful Pokémons using this skill. Can see things in the dark and enemies that are invisible to the naked eye. The function of this ghost clairvoyance device seems to be similar to that of the ghost clairvoyance mirror, right? But the effect is much better than that of the ghost clairvoyance mirror. Ding. Congratulations to the player for receiving a special plot. Reward, the ghost clairvoyance device. 100 times the profit. Get the ghost clairvoyance device enhanced version. Radar perspective meter. I saw that the ghost fluoroscopy device in Zarshan's hand suddenly flashed with a white light and turned into a blue glasses frame with exquisite patterns carved on it and several small buttons. Radar perspective device. It can detect Pokémons with superpowers and ghosts. It can see things in the dark and enemies invisible to the naked eye. It can also be used as a treasure hunting detector when there is a reward treasure chest nearby. A prompt will be issued. This radar perspective is good. Zarshan put away the radar perspective and said to Xiaolan with a smile, "Thank you for your gift. In that case, see you later." Give it to you. I remember that you seem to want this very much. I hope it will be useful to you. While saying that, Zarshan took out a PC from his backpack and handed it to Xiaolan's hands. When Xiaolan heard this, her face showed gratitude. In fact, she had envied the functions of this PC for a long time, but she never expected that Zarshan would actually gift her one. Thank you, big brother. Xiaolan showed a smile and said happily, "Brother, I'll be leaving now, and I'll see you again when I have the chance. Go and remember to make your dream come true and become a Pokémon training master." Zarshan nodded and said with a smile, "Yes, I will definitely do it." Xiaolan nodded vigorously, then turned around and walked through the barrier into Viridian Forest. Not far away, Xiaolan suddenly stopped, turned around and waved at Zarshan. Zarshan smiled and nodded. Then, Xiaolan's figure disappeared from the end of sight. At this moment, Zarshan also withdrew his gaze and looked at Celebi's hut on the side, thinking deeply, why isn't Celebi here? In other words, what does it take for Celebi to appear? I remember that the thing related to Celebi in Pokémon is the GS ball. Could it be that this time? Rabbi's altar. Does it require a GS ball to activate the mechanism? Zarshan didn't know if his idea was correct, but now he didn't have a GS ball in his hand and didn't know how to activate the altar's mechanism. I had no choice but to give up first. Later, Zarshan opened the map, marked the location of the altar, and planned to leave. Since we can't meet Celebi now, maybe we can meet him in the future. His current location is already in the deepest part of the coniferous forest. There is a barrier here that he can't break through, so he can only return. According to the original plan, Zarshan was originally looking for materials to make ranch cubes, but he didn't expect to encounter a special plot. Not only that, the harvest is quite rich. Now it's time to return to base and start his breeding career. Thinking of this, Zarshan looked in the direction and returned along the same path. Chapter 41 List of the Cold Taiga Forest, Shrimps, and Pig Hearts. On the way back, Zarshan found a few more black cones and mountain bamboo fruits in the coniferous forest. Black cones are one of the materials used to make high quality balls, and bamboo cones are not very useful, but it is better than nothing. In general, the Pokémon that appear in the coniferous forest during the day are very common. Greedy millet, Four Seasons deer, and Torgadma are almost all common. The rarer ones include Pikachu, Patklitz, Fairy Milk, Harisu, Fox Thief, Mibulim, etc. As for Pikachu, Patklitz, and Fairy Milk, Zarshan already has one. For the rest, Zarshan also only wants to catch a Mibulim. Mibulim has 3 stages of evolution. It is a fairy type Pokémon and a super powerful type. The final evolved type, Brimwen, is also relatively good looking. Moreover, in the past life, some people once called Fairy Eevee Kapudidi, Gardevoir, Frost Milk Fairy, Brimwen, Menace, and Jackrabbit as the wife team. Zacian also wants to form a wife team. Except for Kapudidi, all of these Pokémons are relatively easy to tame. In this coniferous forest, there is a mysterious bream that evolved into Brimwen, and there is also a milk fairy. In the birch forest, there are Larulus and Eevee. However, this last curly ear can only be produced in the cold coniferous forest. Zacian opened the map, looked around, and found that there was an area bordering the cold coniferous forest in the southwest of his location. I think curly ears should grow there. In this way, it is quite easy to form this wife team. Since he was on the way, Zacian was in no hurry to return. He would first subdue the two Pokémons in the coniferous forest terrain. Not long after Zacian left, a level 18 Mybullim appeared in front of him. This actually makes Zacian feel a little happy. He didn't expect such a coincidence. This Miriam's body is pink and the top of her head is shaped like a Santa hat, with light blue hair hanging on both sides, like a double ponytailed Lalita. No, strictly speaking, she's not a lolly, just like a young police officer. It takes the second evolved form of Tiburon to look like a Lalita. Mibullim, just like fairy milk, doesn't have males. As long as they are born in these two groups, they are females. Therefore, Zacian is somewhat curious as to how they did it. Is it possible that drinking water from the Zimu River can only produce female offspring? Without spending much effort, Zacian subdued this cute Mibullim. Moreover, he now has 100 master balls in his body, so he doesn't need to spend much energy to fight. He just throws out a master ball, simple and crude. After conquering Mibullim, Zacian continued on the road. Soon, summer came to the cold coniferous forest terrain. The cold coniferous forest terrain is located between the coniferous forest and the snowy field, which is a relatively unique terrain. It can generate some sprites that are unique to the snowy field terrain, and it can also generate sprites that cool the coniferous forest terrain. Not long after, summer came to the edge of the coniferous forest, and ahead was the cold coniferous forest terrain. The vegetation of the cold coniferous forest is the same as the coniferous forest terrain, except that the vegetation is covered with white snow, and even the branches are a little bent, as if they are about to hang down. Entering the cold coniferous forest, in summer you will feel a cold wind blowing on your face. In front of him appeared two Pokémons. One was a mini ice and the other was a sneeze bear. Mini ice looks like an ice cream, and sneeze bear is probably based on a polar bear. Very similar. This is a very common Pokémon in the snowy fields in Cold Taiga. Zacian just looked at it. He had no idea of subduing these two Pokémon. However, he obtained the Pearl of Purity before, which is a must for summoning the 3 silly birds. If you want to summon the 3 silly birds, you need to fill the empty pure beads with energy. The way to obtain these energies is to fight against Pokémon. One pure bead needs to fight against 1,000 Pokémon. If you want to summon the 3 silly birds, you need to fill 3 of them, which means you need to defeat 3,000 wild Pokémon. These are not too difficult for summer. Thinking of this, Zacian did not hesitate, threw Pikachu's Poké Ball directly, and entered the battle with Mini Ice. To deal with the Ice type, it is best to use Steel, Fighting, Fire, and Rock Pokémon. But Zacian does not have Pokémon with these attributes, so he can only let Pikachu take the lead. Not long after, this Mini Ice tragically died due to Pikachu's electric shock. Ding. Due to player level restrictions, Pikachu cannot gain experience points. Ding. Pikachu used the electric shock skill in battle and its skill has improved with 100-fold buff Pikachu's electric shock skill. The level has been improved. After resolving the Mini Ice, Zacian launched another offensive against Sneeze Bear. Soon, Zacian also killed Sneeze Bear. Ding. Due to player level restrictions, Pikachu cannot gain experience points. Ding. Pikachu used the electric shock skill in battle and its skill has improved with 100-fold buff Pikachu's electric shock skill. The level has been improved. After defeating the 2 Pokémons, Zacian hit the road again. However, the Pokémon in the cold coniferous forest ushered in a great demon. Why are there bursts of screams in the coniferous forest? Men are silent, and women are crying. Is this a loss of morality or a distortion of human nature? Although Pokémon are so cute, why are they killed so frequently? After sweeping all the way, Zarshian's character level also rose to level 30. When Zarshian upgraded, the 6 Pokémon he was carrying were also upgraded to level 30. Zarshian even frantically rotated the Pokémon on the PC, mixed in some experience, and quickly improved his level. While frantically farming Pokémon in the summer, the chat channel exploded again. Damn it, Kaidash newbie. This improvement speed is as fast as riding a rocket. I didn't expect the clown to be me. I thought that after 3 days and 3 nights, I should be able to do it. 666. Kaidashan is a veteran driver from Qiu Mention. He can't catch up at this speed. He just watches silently from the bottom of the list. This guy is sweeping the ranking list. That's outrageous. You said that no matter whether a Pokémon is on the list, they are almost all in the top 10. Due to the rapid improvement in the summer Pokémon's level, it once again caused a stir among many players. Pokémon tier list. First place, Pikachu LV30, red. Second place, Pachirisu LV30, red. Third place, Gyarados LV30, red. Fourth place, Gyarados LV30, red. Fifth place, Catboss LV30, red. Sixth place, straight into the bear LV30, red. Seventh place, Hayok LV30, red. Eighth place, Frostmilk Fairy LV30, red. Ninth place, Mibulem LV30, red. Shit. People can still play this game? Dragon King angrily closed the Pokémon ranking list. Now that he saw the Pokémon ranking list, he became extremely angry. It was simply a list of shrimps and pigs. He worked day and night to level up the Pokémon, but he didn't expect that not only would his ranking improve, but he would also be knocked out of the top 10. This is simply outrageous. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 42. There is no room for two cats on a mountain. The final winner is Pikachu. Move at high speed. Electric Ball. In the cold coniferous forest, there were bursts of roars, and Pikachu's figure was seen flying rapidly. Because the speed was too fast, phantoms appeared one after another. Then, a ball of golden light was suddenly thrown out along Pikachu's tail and shot towards a tundra bear in front of him. This is a level 37 tundra bear, because Zarshian has cleared out all the Pokémon around him. This is why we started to breed high level Pokémon. The tundra bear is the evolved form of the sneeze bear, and is much stronger than the sneeze bear. However, under the attribute restriction, although the tundra bear is high level, it is no match for Pikachu. Boom. After being attacked by the electric ball, the tundra bear's blood volume was directly emptied. It turned into white light and disappeared. Ding. Pikachu won. Due to player level restrictions, experience points cannot be obtained. Ding. Pikachu used skills such as high speed movement and electric ball during the battle, and its skill mastery has improved 100 times. Both blessing, Pikachu's skill level has been improved. Ding. Players obtain ice cubes in the form of drops. 100 times the benefits. The number of ice cubes obtained x 100. Ding. Obtain the signature effect and obtain x1 vitality fragments. 100 times the benefits. Obtain x 100 the number of vitality fragments. Ding. Obtain the signature effect and obtain x1 defrosting medicine. 100 times the benefits. Obtain x 100 the number of defrosting medicines. Zarshian calmly took Pikachu back, then looked for the next opponent. As the mastery of skills increases, Pikachu becomes more and more adept at using its skills, and its attack skills become more and more powerful. Strange, why hasn't Curly Ear appeared yet? Zarshian searched the area, but he still hadn't seen Curly Ear appear. Logically speaking, Chuanjuan is not a particularly rare Pokémon, and the probability of it occurring should be high. Zarshian has defeated nearly 300 Pokémons, and even the pure bead energy has been filled by almost a third. However, he simply didn't find a Curly Ear. It shouldn't be like this. Did I remember wrong? Or, in this game Curly Ears don't spawn on this terrain? After looking at the map, He was still at the junction of the coniferous forest and the cold coniferous forest. After thinking about it, Zacian decided to go a little further. Not far away, there is a cold hill with a coniferous forest, covered in white snow, revealing a green patch. Soon after, summer arrived at the foot of the hill, and the Pokémon became cool again. Suddenly, sparse sounds began to be heard in the surrounding area, and a Pokémon quickly passed through the forest. Zacian stared at it, a surprised expression on his face. Hangla. Huola is an evil and ice Pokémon, which is relatively rare in the ice fields and cold coniferous forests. Right behind Zuanla, there was a slightly fat Pokémon, following closely behind, seemingly chasing after Zuanla. This fat Pokémon is a cat boss. Meowthus is the evolved form of Meowth's Galarian form, and is a rare Pokémon. The Galarian form cat boss is not a normal type, but a steel type Pokémon. It wears something like a helmet on its head, its eyes are red, and its claws are sharp and thin. The two Pokémon chased each other and ran away, moving quickly through the forest. Zuanla is a relatively fast Pokémon, and it is normal that Meowboss cannot catch up with Zuanla due to its fat body and short legs. Seeing this situation, Zacian was stunned for a moment. But after thinking about it, Zuanla is of the evil and ice type, while Meowboss is of the steel type, and the two attributes are incompatible. It should be that this beast cannot defeat the Meowboss. At the same time, the beast seemed to have seen Zacian, turned around and flew towards Zacian's direction. When the cat leader saw this, he followed with a smile on his face. Zacian's expression condensed, and he set his sights on this beast. He didn't expect that this beast seemed to be somewhat intelligent and actually flew towards his position. Thinking about it, it should be used to help resist the cat boss. As the distance shortened, information about this beast also appeared in front of Zacian. Zuanla level 27 gender, male attribute, evil, ice body type, dwarf life rating, green attack rating, red defense rating, green special attack rating, red special defense rating, blue speed rating, purple comprehensive combat power. 170 top rating, not bad, but it can be conquered. Since you came to the door on your own initiative, I will accept you. Zacian smiled lightly, then took out the Pikachu ball and threw it over, preparing to enter the battle. However, a message suddenly appeared on the information panel. Ding. Zuanla is in battle and cannot fight. Zacian was speechless. What is this? Since there was no way to fight, this beast had no choice but to surrender. Zacian looked at Zuanla and gave him a helpless look. It's not that he doesn't want to tame the beast, it's that the wild Pokémon caught in the battle cannot be tamed. Zacian then walked towards the hill, no longer paying attention to Zuanla behind him. Not long after, Zacian arrived at the hills, and in front of his eyes, a brown curly ear finally appeared. You finally appeared. Zacian looked at curly ear in front of him, and showed a smile. After searching for so long, I finally found it. Although the curly ear in front of you is a male, don't forget that he also has a variety of monsters. When the time comes, just breed it. He couldn't believe that it was impossible to breed a female curly ear. There's no need for female clothing bosses or anything like that in summer. It didn't take much effort for him to conquer this curly ear. The curly ear Pokeball turned into a white light and was teleported back to the PC. Now that he caught curly ear, Zacian is also preparing to return to base. When Zacian returned to the original route and arrived at the foot of the hill, he was shocked to find that the beast was not killed by the Meow leader. Instead, the Meow boss was killed by Zuanla. Zuanla's current state is not very good. It looks tired and has dense scratches of various sizes on its body. The blood volume has also been reduced to a dangerous value, and it seems that it can be killed with a simple casual blow. It seems that it should have had a life or death battle with the cat boss before. In the end, Huanlo won. Zacian is actually a little curious about how this beast managed to win despite its unfavorable attributes. Zacian walked over and was not far from Zuanla, then took out the Pokémon and prepared to fight. Hiss. When Zuanla saw Zacian, she neighed with a ferocious face. Zacian was not prepared to let Pikachu use attack skills, so she threw a Master Ball directly. Buzz, 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 bite. However, after a few shakes, the beast was subdued. The master bull has a 100% capture rate and Zuin-La can't escape at all. Ding. Congratulations to the player for conquering Zuin-La. Since the Pokémons the player is carrying are full, they will be automatically transferred back to the PC. The characteristic of this beast is mental power, and it will not fall into a state of fear. There is nothing unusual about ordinary characteristics. However, when Zacian saw Zuin-La's skill bar, he was also a little surprised. I didn't expect this beast to have the skills. Hold on. And, tit for tooth. Chapter 43 playback begins. Team Sandstorm. Hold on. We'll leave at least a trail of blood, even if you are attacked. And, tit for tat, is a charged attack skill, similar to Sunshine Flame. After being attacked by the opponent, it will attack the opponent with twice the power of the attack. According to this beast should have relied on these two skills to defeat the cat boss whose attributes restricted it. Zacian replaced Zuin-La and dealt with it. The team it is currently carrying includes Zombie Gyarados, Red Gyarados, Pikachu, Patklitz, Cat Boss, Frost Milk Fairy, and Mibulim. After thinking for a moment, Zacian put the Red Gyarados into the PC. One Gyarados in the team was enough. After doing this, Zacian hit the road again. When we returned to the base, it was already nighttime. Zacian took out the torches and placed them around the base. Instantly, the base became brighter. The fruit trees in the orchard have also blossomed and will probably bear fruit in the near future. Zacian sorted out the resources obtained this time and classified them into categories. Then, they came to the lake not far from the base. After searching, he saw a lump of clay. Hundredfold bonus. The amount of clay obtained x 100. After digging 3 groups, Zacian returned to the base again. This time he was going to make ranch cubes. Summer came to the furnace and put the clay into the furnace to calcine it. Soon after, fresh red bricks came out of the furnace. Zacian took out the red bricks and synthesized the flower pot on the workbench, then took out the PC and pistons from the wooden box on the second floor and synthesized the grass cube. After synthesizing 50 grass blocks, Summer walks out of the yard. On the left side of the cabin is the tree orchard and the furnace, and on the right side is a large left area, which is used as breeding pasture. Each grass block has an area of 100 square meters. Zacian calculated that there are about 40 grass blocks that can be placed in the area on the right. But right now we won't be using that many in summer, so I'll set aside 20 first. After determining the distance, Zacian placed a birch tree in the center of each block of the grazing area to serve as a reference point. After placing the grass cubes, Summer went to the nearby hills to cut down some birch trees. After making a fence, isolate the area of each grass block. This is a common problem among veteran MC players. No matter what time it is, they must be clean and tidy. Using these fences to isolate areas of grass blocks also makes it easier to observe the breeding of the Pokémon in each area. Of course, this alone is not enough. The breeding environment of each Pokémon has certain requirements. If the requirements are not met, breeding will not occur at all, and the Pokémon will not lay eggs. Later, Zacian put 12 various monsters into the grass. I don't have many types of Pokémon on hand right now. Red Gyarados, Patulitz, Straight Bear, and Curly Ears. If this one is a beast, let's breed it first. We'll see. Let's breed them. Let's see if we can pass down their abilities. Thinking of this, Zacian began to arrange the breeding environment. He first gave the red string to each variety monster, and then gave each male Pokémon the power bracelet to wear. Let's start with Gyarados. Gyarados breeding environment requires water. Then Zacian came to the Gyarados breeding area and dug a large pit nearly 2 meters deep in the square area of the grass. After digging the pit, Zacian made some iron buckets, went to the lake to fill some water, and poured it into the deep pit. After filling the pit with water, in summer the Patklitz breeding environment starts again. The breeding environment of electric Pokémons is relatively simple, laying some railroad tracks or redstone blocks, or some electronic equipment, such as PC, etc. Secondly, Gala goes directly to the breeding environment of bears. The Gala Straight Bear is evil and normal. It only requires some sand or coal blocks, and the requirements are not high. The final Juan is even simpler. Juan is a general Pokémon, so keep the original terrain unchanged. After doing this, Zacian also breathed a sigh of relief. By the way, I almost forgot. There are Lirulus or Cerulean near the birch forest. You can tame one of them. The highest evolution of Lirulus, Gardevoir, is a Pokémon from the Fairy and Superpower systems. It has great combat power and can mega evolve, so it is the best choice for the main force. However, it is still nighttime and Lirulus will not spawn during the night. But it doesn't matter, it just refreshes the energy of the pure beads. Zacian cleaned up the base and set out to find Lirulus. The next day, the morning sun rose, and on a summer night, the energy of the pure beads increased to 1/3. He has eliminated the Pokémon surrounding the birch forest. When the sun rises, the Pokémons in the birch forest begin to refresh again. Coincidentally, in front of Zacian, a Lirulus was born. Without hesitation, Zacian released the Pokémons, brought Lirulus into battle, and then threw the Master Ball. A series of movements flowed smoothly without any sluggishness. Buzz, 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 bite. Congratulations to the player for conquer Lirulus. This Lirulus turns out to be male, and can be used to breed. The male Lirulus has two evolution routes. One is to use the Awakening Stone to evolve into a Lirida, and the other is to evolve into the transvestite boss Gardevoir. After subduing Lalulasi, Zacian returned to the base. Place Lirulus on the grass, and arrange the breeding environment. Pokémons with superpowers only need to place some notice boards, multicolored carpets, enchanting tables, and emerald blocks. After doing this, Zacian also opened the chat channel to see if there was any latest news. Basically, the ranch has been built, waiting for these Pokémons to breed and lay eggs. Secondly, Zacian also plans to conquer other Pokémons. Speed up the construction of the Pokémon team. Excluding the breeding Pokémons, there are now only 5 Pokémons in his team: Zombie Gyarados, Pikachu, Cat Boss, Frost Milk Fairy, and Mybulim. Now the first team, Team Wife, is almost taking shape. As for the second team, Zacian is considering the Sandstorm team among the Weather team. The core of this team is to use the effect of sandstorms as the mainstay of tactics. The Pokémon that make up the Sandstorm team are basically rock and ground Pokémon. Moreover, these Pokémon are very meaty. If the tactics are reasonable, they can directly disgust the opponent. The first for human shields crazily consume the blood of the opponent's Pokémon, and the last 2 Pokémons expel the team. If the opponent cannot break through the human shield in a short period of time, then what awaits them is to be consumed alive. Of course, there are many ways to unite the Sandstorm members. The most important one is Bangula. This is one of the core members of the Sandstorm team. Bangula is a rock and evil type Pokémon. Its power lies in its characteristic called Yangsha. When a Pokémon with Yangsha characteristics appears, it can change the weather into a sandstorm state. Sandstorms can cause considerable damage to Pokémon in battle. Due to its domineering appearance, Bangula is also known as the Desert Tyrant. Basically, for players who have played the Pokémon game, the indispensable one in the team is Bangura. Chapter 44 Description of this book. What should I say about this book? It was an idea that came to me when I was reviewing Pokémon in Minecraft some time ago. Some settings may be flawed. After all, this is an in-game article, mainly based on the settings of Pokémon. If it were based on the animation of Pokémon, it wouldn't be that troublesome at all. Just give the protagonist a powerful trick and push him horizontally. There's no need to consider those characteristics, skill effects, etc. Just be reckless. For this kind of daily article about Pokémon farming, all you need to do is write a good plot and story. But this isn't a daily Pokémon article, it's mainly based on the Pokémon module of Minecraft. Anyone who has played this game should know how to play it, right? The fun of the Pokémon module of Minecraft lies in collecting resources, collecting Pokémon, crouching over mythical beasts, and raising 6v Pokémon. To be honest, writing this kind of article is a bit more troublesome. While writing, I had to open the Pokémon Encyclopedia, Pocket Guide, Minecraft Synthesis Table, and the official Pokémon module wiki to look for information. Try not to have too many loopholes. To be honest, I didn't think much about it when I started this book. Also, this is my first time writing a Pokémon novel, so I may not be happy with the writing in many places, and it's relatively slow to understand. Some readers also responded in the comment area. It's not that I don't want to enjoy writing, but it's more complicated to write and it falls apart after a short time. And I've also read a lot of Pokémon books, and this book may be the first to write about Pokémon in Minecraft. I'm not a master, and my writing power is limited. I'll try my best to write this book until I reach a perfect conclusion. If you have any opinions, please leave them in the comment area and I will adopt them appropriately. Chapter 45 Clay Mountain, Fairy Bomb. Yukira spawns in high mountain cliff terrain and clay mountain terrain. It seems that there is no such terrain nearby. It seems that you can only go to other novice villages to take a look or buy one. It is not cost effective to buy it, and Yukira is a relatively rare Pokemon and no one will sell it, Zacian thought. He opened the teleportation menu and set a fixed teleportation point in the base. Then, opened the novice village list. There are 30,000 novice villages, and the terrain of each novice village is different. Zacian looked through it, selected a novice village with a clay mountain terrain, and teleported there. After the game is updated, each teleportation will cost 500 Pokemon coins. Ding. Spend 500 Pokemon coins. Teleport. Countdown. 3, 2, 1. Quote Zacian's eyes flashed. He fell into the darkness, and his figure disappeared. When he looked at the surrounding scene again, he appeared in a novice village. This novice village is located at the foot of a clay mountain terrain, in a valley, and the terrain is not very open. Zacian looked around and found that the area of novice village was not very large, probably because there were many hills in the surrounding foothills. After Zacian left novice village, he walked towards the foothills of Clay Mountain. However, shortly after he walked out, a player approached him. "Brother, do you want to form a team?" Zacian was stunned for a moment and then looked at this player. This player's name is White Tiger, and his equipment is pretty good, with diamond trouser legs and shoes. The player named Behu was also extremely surprised at this moment. He didn't expect that he would just come for a stroll on the clay mountain, and was going to squat down to grab a Dora Coco. Unexpectedly, I met the legendary boss, the top player on the tier list Kai. To be honest, I'm really curious about Kai and why he updated so quickly. You know, he's been fighting for half a month and now the highest level Pokémon can only reach level 25. However, others are already level 30 bosses and are even in the top 10. Before, Captain Kinglan had also given them an order to try to get in touch with this mysterious red. Unfortunately, although they wanted to communicate with each other, the other party seemed to have set private chat permissions, so they couldn't communicate with each other at all, let alone add friends. Before summer, in order to focus on the update, I specially set a ban on private chatting and adding friends. It's completely normal that they can't be contacted. Behu didn't expect to meet this player named Kai by accident, not to mention how excited he was. Therefore, he hurriedly ran to Zacian. "Why form a team?" Zacian asked doubtfully. To be honest, he has never formed a team since he started playing this game. Red God, it's like this. The Pokémon around this clay mountain are quite violent. If one person levels up, they will be easily killed by other Pokémon. I've died twice on this clay mountain before. My player. I also lost 2 levels. Thank you. Also, if the two of us form a team, it would be nice to have someone to look after us, Behu quickly explained. More irritable? Zacian looked at White Tiger suspiciously. Yes, originally everyone's level was not high. Before, we only refreshed small fist stones, stone balls, and other rock and ground Pokémon. But since everyone reached level 20, rumbling stones began to be upgraded around Clay Mountain. This rumbling stone can also self-destruct with one move. Not only will it attack the player, but it will also self-destruct while attacking the player, so the rumbling stone here is called a Pokémon bomb. So, now form a team and enter the Clay Mountain. It's a very common thing. Brother Kai, I beg you to form a team, Behu said with anticipation. To be honest, the self-destructing rumbling stone is very powerful. If you are not careful, you might get a ticket back to the village. A self-destructing rumbling stone. Zacian's face turned slightly solemn. The power of self-destruction is still very great. Of course, this is a skill that can damage the enemy by 1000 and damage oneself by 800. Before Zarshan, he was still thinking about forming a self-destruct team for mining. Now it seems that this self-destruction skill is still somewhat dangerous. Okay. Zarshan nodded. Thank you very much, Mr. Kai. Beihu showed a smile and said gratefully. Ding. Player White Tiger invites you to join the team. Do you agree? After Zarshan clicked OK, he said to White Tiger, let's go up and take a look. White Tiger clicked and nodded. Clay Mountain is steep, and the path to the top of Clay Mountain is not easy. The two of them were already halfway up the mountain, and their physical strength was somewhat exhausted. Great God Kai, let's rest and recover our strength, White Tiger suggested. Zarshan looked at his physical strength and found that he didn't have much left. He then sat down and slowly waited for his physical strength to recover. However, at this moment, a roaring explosion suddenly came from the top of the mountain. I saw the two mushroom clouds rise, and even from halfway up the mountain, Zarshan could see them clearly. The power of this explosion is a bit scary. Zarshan was also a little surprised. With this kind of power, I'm afraid he would explode and return directly to the village. I really don't know how these players got here. But when he thought of the embarrassed appearance of those players, Zarshan wanted to laugh a little for some reason. Someone must have found a group of rumbling rocks. It's a bit miserable. White Tiger was already used to this kind of scene, but the two mushroom clouds still surprised him a little. Hearing this, Zarshan's heart tightened and became a little heavy. He didn't dare to die even once. After all, the accessories and equipment in his backpack were very rare. It seems that we need to be more careful on our trip to Clay Mountain this time. After the two people's physical strength was fully recovered, the two of them set off on the road again. When they arrived at the top of the Clay Mountain, Zarshan was also shocked to see what was before him, and the corner of his mouth twitched fiercely. The top of the Clay Mountain was originally a flat terrain, but now it has turned into an uneven terrain, as if it had been baptized by cannonballs. In addition, there are many clay blocks, cobblestones, etc. floating in those pits, and even some players' equipment. However, Zarshan is a little disdainful. After all, he now uses master balls to catch Pokémons, and even advanced balls are rarely used. In addition, there are other rare accessories, such as powerful fishing rods, radar perspective devices, etc., which are precious accessories. Therefore, it is quite normal to look down on Zarshan. After being slightly surprised, Zarshan and White Tiger continued to move forward. White Tiger, what Pokémon are you going to squat this time? Zarshan asked. I want to squat a Cocodora. I saw this Pokémon last time. It's an extremely rare Pokémon, White Tiger replied. He looked around with vigilant eyes, for fear that there would be a rumbling stone nearby along with them. Cocodora. Zarshan nodded. Cocodora is a rock and steel type Pokémon. Its final evolved form, Boscordora, has extremely high defense. Unless it has attribute restriction, common Pokémons will probably not be able to hit it. In addition, Boscordora can also Mega Evolve. Although it is slightly inferior to Bangira and Tyrannosaurus, it is still considered a powerful and extremely rare Pokémon. I've been stuck a lot lately, and I've been stuck on updates. I'm thinking about the plot behind this, and will catch up with it in the next couple of days. Chapter 46 Real men are never afraid of explosions. The top of Clay Mountain is a huge flatland, and the entire terrain is reddish brown. There are still some lonely trees in the distance, but they have deteriorated under the bombardment of the self-destructing Pokémons. Zarshan took a look, and then followed White Tiger into the sparse forest to wait. Master Red, the Pokémons have not been refreshed yet. Should we prepare? Beihu looked around, feeling a little uneasy in his heart. After all, he had also been damaged by the exploding rumbling stone, and died tragically under the power of the explosion. Therefore, it is relatively normal to have this kind of mentality. Zarshan thought about it, pondered for a moment, and said, we should prepare. Otherwise, when the rumbling stone refreshes, we might have to return to the village for free. Zarshan also smiled bitterly in his heart. He also did not expect that squatting Euclid would be so difficult. Let's dig up some clay blocks first, make a matchbox, and hide first. Zarshan said. Okay, Red God, White Tiger, nodded, then took out the golden pickaxe, and prepared to dig the ground. After Zarshan saw it, he asked doubtfully, aren't you using a diamond suit? You should have a diamond pickaxe, right? That one is faster. After hearing this, White Tiger couldn't help but reveal a wry smile on his face. Diamond it was all used to make the suit, not enough to make the diamond pickaxe. It was sent back to the village for free before, and the proper resources were used up from someone else's equipment. It's a better tool. I didn't think much of it at first. After digging up the diamonds, I first made a pair of pants and shoes, but not a diamond pickaxe. In his opinion, mining diamonds should be an easy task. However, he later regretted it. He discovered that the diamonds he had dug up earlier were all due to good luck. He dug in the mine for 3 days and only found 2. It's simply not enough to craft a diamond pickaxe. And, even more damningly, he dug from the ground all the way to the top of the clay mountain. As a result, a rumbling stone appeared right in front of him. It just so happened that the rumbling stone was still on the verge of self-destruction. Thus, he only heard a deafening roar, and when he opened his eyes again, he had already returned to Novice Village. Apart from what he was wearing, all the accessories and resources in his backpack were exposed. After 3 days of arduous digging, he simply disappeared. He almost died from anger. If he didn't have a stronger mental endurance, he might have suffered a heart attack from anger. The corner of Zarshan's mouth twitched, and he shook his head helplessly. Are all the players so poor now? He doesn't even have a diamond pickaxe. Later, Zarshan took out the diamond pickaxe from his backpack and threw it to the White Tiger. Take it, use this to dig faster. Behu was stunned for a moment, then looked very happy and quickly took the diamond pickaxe. Red God, newbie. After getting the diamond pickaxe, White Tiger walked to a blast pit not far away and started digging up clay blocks. Zarshan didn't dig out the clay blocks like White Tiger. After all, there were already people with tools there. He opened the map and took a look. Their location was in the sparse oak forest on the top of the mountain, adjacent to the cliff to the east. Below the cliff is a plain of red sand with several lakes in the middle. To the south is a large expanse of flatland, estimated to be 2 kilometers long. There is a long valley in the middle of the flatland to the west. Generally speaking, Yukara spawns on the cliff, so it is very likely that she spawns behind the oak forest. Of course, it is not ruled out that she can refresh on the flat land at the top of the mountain. However, Pokémons like Yukara are rare Pokémons, and generally difficult to refresh in this game. Therefore, Zarshan did not know how long he would have to remain crouched. Moreover, now that there is an additional rumble stone that can self-destruct, it is still difficult to reach Yukila safely. You must be prepared in advance. After waiting for about half an hour, White Tiger had returned from digging the clay blocks. He walked towards Zarshan and wanted to return the diamond pickaxe in his hand. Zarshan took a look and calmly said, I'm giving you this diamond pickaxe. Thank you, Mr. Kai. Hearing this, White Tiger was overjoyed. Diamond pickaxes are indeed much more efficient than gold ones. If you use a gold pickaxe, it may take an hour to dig out a set of clay blocks. It only took him 30 minutes to dig out the clay block with a diamond pickaxe, saving him half an hour. Okay, now that we've dug it out, let's build a matchbox first and leave a hole. Zarshan nodded and said. According to Zarshan's idea, White Tiger quickly built a matchbox that was about 3 meters long, 2 meters wide, and 2 layers of clay blocks. On the side of the matchbox, there is a person-sized hole, which is the passage into the matchbox. After completing the construction, Zarshan nodded and then walked into the matchbox with White Tiger. Because it is completely closed, the view inside the matchbox is a little dark and cannot be seen clearly. Zarshan took out the torch from his backpack and inserted it into the wall. Suddenly, the darkness in the small space dispersed and became brighter. Block half of the hole and leave an observation opening. Okay. Hearing Zarshan's words, White Tiger nodded and then blocked half of the hole. After doing this, the two of them quietly waited in the matchbox for the Pokémon to refresh. Every time the Pokémons are removed, there will be a 2-hour interval, and now it is not long before the Pokémons are refreshed again. However, while Zacian and White Tiger were waiting, several players suddenly appeared on Pingding Mountain. "Brother Hua, do you really want to put Yukira here?" a player asked. "That's it, don't you know, didn't the previous president of the Peerless Fenghua Guild have a Yukira? She directly killed a small guild with that Yukira. She's very popular now, even with average ratings, but she's much stronger than ordinary Pokémons. It is said that Pokémons like Kira only spawn on high mountain cliffs and flat clay mountains. However, what spawns on this flat-topped mountain are basically rumbling stones, and they will also self-destruct. Many players have suffered a lot here. If you want to crouch down to Yukila, I'm afraid it's a bit of a cliffhanger." Furthermore, a player said hesitantly with a worried expression on his face, "What are you afraid of? Real men are never afraid of explosions. Isn't it just the rumble stone? I brought a mysterious accessory this time." "Piece of cake, Jesus is here. It's useless," the player named Hua just sneered and said confidently. It seemed like everything was under his control. Several people came to the oak forest and waited for the Pokémons to cool off. However, at this moment, someone noticed that a rectangular building suddenly appeared in the oak forest, which looked like a matchbox. "Brother Hua, look, there's an extra matchbox here." The player pointed at the matchbox in front of him in surprise and said to the player named Hua Jen, "What's all the fuss about? Maybe someone just came here." The player named Hua Jen pursed his lips and said, "The sounds of several people talking also reached the matchbox. Red God, it seems like someone is coming." White Tiger said to Zacian after hearing the sound. "It's okay, don't worry, just wait." Zacian shook his head and said lightly, Chapter 47 The Power of Self-Destruction, Leading to the Cliff. Hearing this, White Tiger nodded and stopped talking. After waiting for about 10 minutes, the Pokémon finally cooled down again. At this moment, several outside players saw this situation and began to take action. "Brother Hua, look, the Pokémons are starting to cool down," a player shouted. "I saw more than 10 Pokémon suddenly appearing around Pingding Mountain. Among them, Little Tanzay and Little Fiststone are the most common Pokémons, followed by Caracalla and Shiwanzi. Don't panic, look at my secret weapon," the player named Hua Jen said with a smile. Then, he took out a person-sized shield from his backpack. This shield is made of iron and has good defensive power. Brother Hua holds it in his hand like an ancient shield warrior. "What the heck, Brother Hua, where did you get the shield?" Brother Hua is amazing. You can make a shield in this game. Faces on their faces. "Hey, last time I caught a meow on the plains, and when I was spawning monsters, it suddenly appeared in my backpack. Speaking of which, I didn't think of it at the time. I tested it later, and found that this shield can withstand a certain amount of explosion damage. As long as you don't die, just eat something to replenish your health." With the shield in hand, you won't be afraid of the Lang exploding stone. Brother Hua smiled and explained. 666. I didn't expect Brother Hua to have such a tool. With a shield in hand, I have the world. Why doesn't Yukila have it within my grasp? The two younger brothers quickly boasted and flattered him. Brother Hua seemed to be very satisfied with the praise of his two younger brothers, and a smile appeared on his face. "Don't worry, when the time comes, there will be a few more Yukilas, one for each of the three of us." Brother Hua promised. "That's a good relationship. Thank you, Brother Hua." "Yes, if you follow Brother Hua, you will receive preferential treatment." After hearing this, the two younger brothers beamed with joy. "Brother Hua, look, there's a rumble stone over there. It seems to be coming towards us." A younger brother's eyes suddenly changed, and he saw a rumble stone rushing towards their position. "Where?" As soon as these words came out, everyone's expressions froze, and Brother Hua's expression also became solemn. "Southwest." Everyone looked in the direction of the man's finger. Sure enough, a rumble stone rushed towards them with a ferocious look. "Crap. Quick, quick, take out the cobblestones and build a wall first." Brother Hua looked solemn at this moment and shouted. When several children heard this, they quickly took out the cobblestones from their backpacks and then built a cobblestone wall to the southwest. Quick, release the Pokémon from the water and kill it. Brother Hua said. Okay. Then, a white light flashed, and a level 20 mosquito tadpole appeared in front of everyone. Mosquito repelling tadpole, use the water gun. The mosquito repelling tadpole heard the order, opened its mouth, and a stream of water spurted out of its mouth, spraying towards the rushing stone. The water column hit Lang Lang's body, causing him to scream in pain. The effect was extraordinary, and his blood volume was reduced by 2/3. However, at this moment, a dazzling light suddenly appeared on his body. Crap. This guy's going to blow himself up, be careful. Seeing the white light coming from the Lang Lang stone, Brother Hua's expression changed severely, and he quickly put a shield in front of him. Boom. A white light flashed, followed by a deafening roar. The entire ground seemed to tremble. Everyone felt a wave of air coming from them, feeling like their entire body was flying into the sky and their blood volume was falling crazily. Brother Hua lifted the shield and a huge force burst out from him, making him almost unable to hold the shield in his hand. At the same time, he also saw that his blood volume was reduced by 1/3. His younger brothers were not so lucky, although they had built a cobblestone wall in advance. But under the terrifying power of the explosion, the cobblestone wall instantly collapsed and turned into a cube suspended on the ground. The younger brothers were also thrown into the air by this terrifying wave of air. When they landed on the ground, they only had a tiny bit of health left. I almost took a free flight back to Novice Village. This was probably also because of the cobblestone wall, otherwise his blood volume might be directly emptied. After the smoke cleared, a large pit with a radius of 10 meters appeared at the original location of the Lang Lang stone. Surrounded by blown up clay blocks, cobblestones and some stones dropped from the rumble stone were suspended. And that mosquito repellent tadpole was already in agony when the Lang Lang stone exploded. Damn, I was scared to death. I almost died. Brother Hua is amazing. This shield almost blocked half of the damage. After a volume of blood, he was also astonished, his face full of astonishment. This power is really terrifying. Brother Hua also exhaled, his hands and feet trembling slightly. If he hadn't experienced before, and had no confidence in this shield, he might have thought he was going to die. Fortunately, he survived in the end with 1/3 of his blood remaining, not hanging. Quick, pay attention to the surrounding situation, and hurry to restore your blood volume. Brother Hua said to several younger brothers after calming down. After hearing this, the younger brothers quickly nodded, then took out food from their backpacks, and began to restore their blood volume. At the same time, Brother Hua picked up the clay pieces scattered on the ground, and built a wall around them, enveloping everyone in it. It's safer to do this, otherwise, when they recover their health, a Pokémon will suddenly appear. I'm afraid they will all be wiped out here. After doing this, Brother Hua stopped, took out the food, and slowly restored his blood volume. At the same time, in the small matchbox, Zacian and White Tiger also heard the huge roar just now. The entire small matchbox trembled. I wonder if those people just died in the bombing. Beihu was also a little curious. Judging from the explosion just now, the Pokémon that self-destructed should be of a very high level. The higher the level of the Pokémon, the more powerful the self-destruction would be. Zacian did not speak. He naturally heard the explosion just now, and was also a little surprised by this kind of power. However, compared to just now, the two of them are relatively safe. After all, they were in a confined space and the surrounding explosions would not affect them. White Tiger, dig down one layer, let's go from the ground to the cliff. Zacian thought for a moment and said, why? Beihu asked with confusion on his face. Aren't you going to catch Cocodora? If you want to catch her, listen to me. Dig down one layer, let's dig all the way to the other side of the cliff. Zacian said lightly. In fact, Kira and Cocodora have a very low chance of spawning on a flat roof or flat ground. Almost all of them spawn on the steep cliffs of flat-topped mountains. Therefore, Zacian asked White Tiger to dig a path leading to the cliff of Pingding Mountain. White Tiger nodded, then took out the diamond pickaxe to dig. A group has been created. If you are interested, you can add it. Group number 1,070,037,336. Chapter 48, secretly assassinate Chen Kang and make the stone army rumble. There were bursts of explosions on Pingding Mountain. This was the effect of Lang Lang Stone using its self-destruct ability. Although Huajie and several other players built a defensive wall, due to the large number of rumbling stones, there were constant explosions. On the other hand, Zaoshan led White Tiger to dig towards a cliff. As White Tiger lowered his diamond pickaxe, a ray of light suddenly penetrated the originally dark and unclear passage. "We're here." White Tiger looked happy and quickly waved the pickaxe again to widen the hole. Although the previous location of the matchbox was only a few hundred meters away from the cliffs of Pingding Mountain. But White Tiger dug for half an hour. This is still under the condition that the diamond pickaxe is relatively efficient. A few minutes later, a hole was finally formed in front of the two of them that one could enter and exit. Zaoshan walked out. There were some steep clay cliffs at the bottom, but it was still possible to stand upright. "Let's squat here," Zaoshan said lightly to White Tiger. Hearing this, Beihu was a little confused, but he didn't ask any more questions. He knew that the mysterious player, Kai, in front of him must have a reason for doing this. After all, Kai has always been mysterious, and being able to meet him is also a kind of luck. Perhaps he knows some secrets. Moreover, since he can guarantee that he will be able to squat before Crocodile, you might as well listen to him. With the new update of this game, MC Pokémon has become more and more interesting. Even if you conquer a Pokémon with extremely low ratings, you can improve the ratings of future generations of Pokémon through breeding. However, no player has yet mastered the secret of breeding Pokémon. It is said that the Dynasty Guild has already begun setting up a breeding ranch. Because the breeding environment of Pokémon is quite special, they are still in the experimental stage. Zaoshan saw that White Tiger still seemed a little confused and explained, Crocodile is a rock and steel Pokémon. Although it spawns on the clay table, it usually spawns near the cliffs on the table. I asked you to dig it here on the cliff. That's it. After hearing Zaoshan's explanation, Beihu suddenly realized, Red God, if that's the case, is Ukilla also spawning near the cliff? White Tiger nodded, then followed Zaoshan and walked out of the cave. When the two of them were clearing out the Pokémon near the cliff and Zaoshan, Huajie and the others on Pingding Mountain were surrounded by the rumbling stones. Originally, they also worked together to clear out all the Pokémon in this area. But when the Pokémon went back to refresh, a group of rumbling stones and small fist stones suddenly appeared in front of them. There are more than 10 in total. Fuck, brother Hua, is this the Lang Lang stone nest? Yeah, how come there are so many small fist stones, Lang Lang stones? The expressions of Zio Fist Stone and Long Long Stone had a trace of fear in their eyes. If these damn things explode together, won't they go to the sky? Exclamation mark. Fuck. Brother Hua's face looked very ugly at this moment. He also didn't expect there to be so many rumbling stones. Let's retreat before they find out. Brother Hua said helplessly after struggling for a while. Although he wanted to continue squatting here, waiting for Ukilla to cool off. However, there are too many rumbling stones in front of me, almost all of which are above level 25. Even though small fist stones are all level 20 or above. Brother Hua doesn't want to take a free flight back to Novice Village. If he had known, he specially stored a set of high-end balls this time, so that he could squat with Ukilla, which cost him 200,000 Pokémon coins. If you die here, the high-level ball will explode. Moreover, Ukilla hasn't been caught yet, so it's a pity that he will die. Hearing this, the younger brothers quickly nodded, tightly holding the Pokémon balls in their hands, and cautiously backed away. However, even though they were very cautious, it seemed that the Lang Lang Stone group still noticed them, who looked at Brother Hua and others with unkind eyes. This area on Pingding Mountain was originally the territory of Xiaoquan Stone and Lang Lang Stone. At this moment, they will naturally feel angry when they see strange creatures invading their territory. In the eyes of this group of Lang Lang Stones, Huajie and others have been regarded as intruders, people competing with them for their territory. Then, the group of rumbling stones roared a few times and rushed towards Brother Hua and others in a swarm. Hearing the roar, one of the boys quickly looked back and saw a group of long stones rushing over. Shit. The boy's face turned green and he ran away. Brother Hua and the rest of the people were stunned for a moment, still a little confused. However, when he saw the large group of rumbling stones behind him, his expression suddenly changed. Shit. How come these self-destruct monsters are catching up to them? Brother Hua and others looked horrified and began to run quickly. As Brother Hua ran, he found that the shield in his hand was too big of an obstacle, so he quickly put it away in his backpack. Seeing Brother Hua and others escaping, the long stone group quickly accelerated to catch up with them. Grass, why can't you get rid of it? Brother Hua and others ran for a while, and their faces turned green when they found a group of rumbling stones following them. Brother Hua, there's an oak forest up ahead. Let's climb the tree. This way they won't be able to explode. Suddenly, a child pointed at the oak forest ahead and shouted, "Good idea, hurry up, run towards the oak forest. Release the Pokémons to stop them." Hearing this, several people quickly released the Pokémons they were carrying. There was a flash of white light, and Slowpoke, Marilau, Cat Boss, and Haoli suddenly appeared on the scene. Attack the Rumblestone. After a few people gave the order, they continued to rush towards the oak forest without looking back. However, even with the obstruction of these Pokémon, in the army of the rumbling stones, several Pokémon were quickly crushed. Some of the advancing rumbling stones launched attacks one after another. There are even some rumbling stones that emit white light and explode at the slightest disagreement. Boom. Boom. Several explosions were heard, and the earth rose. In just the blink of an eye, several Pokémon fell into a near-death state and returned to Brother Hua and others' Pokémon balls. When several people saw this situation, their expressions changed drastically. He ran towards the oak forest a little faster. After crushing several Pokémon, the remaining long stone continued to chase after Huaji and others. At the same time, Zacian and White Tiger, who were originally clearing out the Pokémons around the cliff, also heard several huge explosions and roars. Moreover, the explosion was very close to here, as if it was in the oak forest above the two of them. What's going on? Beihu looked confused and bewildered. Right, why was there suddenly an explosion? It should be those players. Zacian pondered for a moment and said, if nothing unexpected happened, these explosions should have been caused by them. They haven't died yet. Beihu also had a surprised expression on his face. I think, since I know that there is a self-destructing rumbling stone here, I still have the courage to come. There should be some way to counteract the rumbling stone's self-destruct ability. He paused for a while and said, if you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 49. I'm from the Dragon Group, so I bought it for free. In fact, Zacian was also a little curious about how the players he met before dealt with the self-destruction skill. You must know that the self-destruction skill cannot be interrupted, and the damage caused by its explosion power is very high. Even if you wear armor with extremely high defense power, you will still suffer a lot of damage. Of course, according to Zacian's knowledge, there are still some relatively good suits that can withstand this explosion damage. For example, the Awakening Stone set. Not only can it increase jumping power and speed by 50%, but it also has a lot of defensive power in the armor. The second is the Shadow suit. In addition to being invisible, it can also withstand a large amount of explosion damage. Of course, there is also a rarer equipment whose materials are relatively rare. That is the Alloy suit. The Alloy setting is crafted by adding netherite to the diamond setting. Not only does it have super high defense, but it is also immune to fire damage. Having the Awakening suit increases jumping power and speed by 50%. However, things like netherite are relatively rare. It seems that there is no hell in Minecraft Pokémon, but there is an ultimate hole. The ultimate cave is similar to the environment of the Hell Apocalypse terrain, so it seems that there should be an inferior alloy. However, it seems that the ultimate cave is not yet open. The metal suit is also just a legend. Don't worry about them. Let's continue to clean up the Pokémon around us, Zacian said lightly. Speaking of which, Zacian also felt a little strange. The Pokémon that cooled off on the cliff seemed to be small coal children and large coal carts. Occasionally there will be a Pokémon, such as a small fist stone or a stone ball. However, Zacianzi and Big Tanka still account for the majority. If it weren't for the fact that other Pokémon would cool off, Zacian would have thought that he had arrived at Little Tanzei's lair. After clearing out the Pokémon around the cliff, Zacian's level also reached level 32. As Zacian's level increased, his Pokémon also increased to level 32. Now on the Pokémon tier list, his Pokémon still dominates the top 5. Pokémon tier list, first place, Pikachu LV32, red. Second place, Gyarados LV32, red. Third place, Frostmilk Fairy LV32, red. Fourth place, Tiburum LV32, red. Fifth place, Catboss LV32, red. Sixth place, Ukiller LV27, Fengling Jiuxiao. Seventh place, Crottlefrog LV26, Blue Dragon. Originally, Mibulim looked like a little girl who hadn't grown up. She also evolved into the little Larita Brim. Who are these? Fengling Jiuxiao and Kinglang. The update was so fast that even the Dragon King, who was behind me, was knocked out upon seeing that the players at the bottom of the rankings had changed. Zacian was also somewhat surprised. It seems that the player called Dragon King has always been the previous player, so you should be behind him. Hearing this, White Tiger's face twitched. Are they updating faster than you? What a fool. White Tiger saw with his own eyes that Zacian just cleaned up the Pokémons around the cliff. Then, his character level and Pokémon level both increased by 2 levels in a row. This is ridiculous. This doesn't mean that the higher the level, the more experience points it will take to upgrade. The further you advance, the harder it will be to upgrade. However, this mysterious player called Kai seems to be unrestricted. The upgrade speed is like riding a rocket. It increases in an instant. If he hadn't seen it with his own eyes, Beihu would have thought that Zacian was cheating. As expected of the boss at the top of the tier list, the upgrade speed is very fast. Beihu thought, then said to Zacian, I haven't heard of this Fengling Jiuxiao before. Kinglong is the president of my guild. Kinglong is the president of your guild? There was also a hint of surprise on Zacian's face. Then what is the name of your guild? Zacian asked curiously. Our guild is called Dragon Group. What do you think? This name is domineering. Are you interested in joining us, Lord Kai? Beihu said, proudly puffing out his chest and tightening his eyebrows at Zacian. Hearing the name Dragon Group, Zacian's mouth twitched and he complained, damn Dragon Group, I'm still in national security. This Beihu's expression changed slightly, and he looked at Zacian in shock. This really made Zacian guess. They are actually members of a certain national security department, and are only responsible for inspecting the national team shortlist in MC Pokémon. And Zacian is the number 1 player on their list. Next are Fengling Jiuxiao, Dragon King, Windblast Never Give Up, Huangshan Emperor, Shalippo Sword God, Yehui, Kindergarten Leader, etc. These famous players on the list. As the two of them were talking, several violent explosions suddenly erupted from the oak forest above them. Boom. 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 The huge explosion caused the entire passage to tremble. Then, the passage suddenly collapsed. When Zacian and White Tiger saw this situation, their expressions changed, and they quickly rushed out of the cave entrance and came to the cliff. In an instant, smoke and dust filled the air in the passage. Looking at the dust and mist approaching his face, Zacian frowned. What's going on? Why did the passage collapse? Damn it. At this moment, White Tiger also opened his eyes wide and looked at the other end of the passage in shock. I saw that the originally dark passage became brighter. In the center of this several 100-meter long passage, a large hole appeared. At this moment, there were many clay blocks, cobblestones, as well as some equipment, props, Pokémon balls, wound medicine, etc., suspended in the air. Let's go and take a look. Zarshan said to White Tiger, and then took the lead into the passage. White Tiger saw this and quickly followed. When the two of them came to the landslide and saw a large hole with a radius of more than 20 meters, they also showed a hint of surprise. What's going on? White Tiger couldn't help but gulp when he saw the props, equipment, and Poké Balls scattered on the ground. Although he is a member of the Guon Dragon team, the game resources are still relatively scarce, and the initial capital is not much. He has seen this kind of situation before. There are many types of Poké Balls scattered on the ground, including red and white balls and super balls. The best Poké Balls are the high-end ones, and looking at the number, it seems like there is a set of 100. Is this a windfall from the heavens? Exclamation mark. This should belong to the previous players. They might have died from the explosion, which is why such equipment and accessories were revealed. After thinking about it, Zarshan already had the result in mind. That's right, maybe they were all killed. The things that exploded everywhere weren't for nothing. Behu also had a hint of surprise in his eyes at this moment and a smile on his face. As the two expected, Huajie and others ran into the oak forest and climbed up the tree. Unfortunately, because there are too many rumble stones, the power of self-destruction is powerful. In the end, they did not escape the disaster and returned to the village for free. The accessories and equipment in their backpacks were naturally cheaper than those of the two of them in Zarshan. Zarshan looked at what exploded on the ground. It seemed that there was nothing that caught my attention. Chapter 50. Colorful Rumble Stone. Preliminary member of the Sandstorm team. Now the equipment and accessories in Zarshan's backpack are all of the highest quality, and even the lowest level Pokémon balls are high level balls. Hey, what is that? Suddenly, Zarshan saw a rectangular object on the ground not far away. Is this a shield? Zarshan walked over and picked it up. After taking a look, he found that it was an iron shield. 100 times the benefits. You will get x 100 of the amount of shields. Is there a shield in this game? However, this shield has a good defense and can withstand most of the damage. When Zarshan saw the effect of the shield clearly, he threw it into his backpack. After searching the ground, Zarshan simply picked up 10 high level balls and then turned his attention to other places. 100 times the benefits. Get x 100 of the amount of high level balls. Seeing that Zarshan didn't pick up the remaining accessories and equipment on the ground, White Tiger was stunned for a moment. He asked doubtfully, Master Kai, don't you want these accessories and equipment? Zarshan nodded and said, these things are of little use to me, so just take them, if you want them. Behu was also speechless. Since Zarshan doesn't need these accessories and equipment, White Tiger has no choice but to put them all into his backpack. However, there are so many equipment and accessories on the ground that White Tiger's backpack doesn't even fit. As a last resort, he had to throw away some ordinary looking items. While White Tiger was picking up equipment and accessories on the ground, Zarshan arrived at the top of the big hole. At this moment, the oak forest has also become bumpy, with big holes everywhere. Presumably it was caused by the previous explosion. However, speaking of which, they got lucky in Zarshan and were located at the edge of the cliff. If they hadn't passed by, I'm afraid Caillou would have been affected by the explosion and returned to Novice Village for free. After a while, the items on the ground automatically disappeared, and the Pokémon around here have basically been cleaned up. Master Red, what should we do now? White Tiger asked after removing the items and props on the ground. Wait for the next time the Pokémon refresh. Zarshan said lightly. The two of them arrived at the edge of the cliff again, and soon after waiting, the Pokémon refreshed again. What appeared in front of the two people was a level 33 Sand Mountain King. The level is quite high. It seems that I can't beat it. Red God, do you want to beat it? White Tiger looked at the Chuanshan King in front of him and asked. He didn't carry any water or combat Pokémon with him, and the efficiency of clearing out the Pokémon in the last round was very slow. Most of them were cleaned up by Zarshan. I'll do it. Zarshan nodded, then stepped forward and directly threw the Gyarados zombie out. Seeing the Gyarados zombie again, White Tiger still had a hint of surprise in his eyes. It's not that he hasn't seen Gyarados before. Generally speaking, Gyarados has blue skin, but the summer Gyarados is blue-gray with black markings. It looks a bit like a zombie in a movie, but it looks a bit domineering. To be honest, Bahu is still a little envious. If only he had a Gyarados like this. However, these are just thoughts. 3 times, 5 times, and 2 times, the level 33 Panzhanking in front of him soon died tragically in the hands of Gyarados. Ding. Due to player level restrictions, experience points cannot be obtained. Ding. Gyarados user, Water Tail, skill in battle, and his proficiency has improved. Skill level has been upgraded. Ding. Obtain the signature effect, and obtain the silver hourglass x1. 100 times the income, obtain the number of silver hourglasses x100. Huh. It's actually a silver hourglass? Seeing the items appearing in the backpack, Zacian was stunned for a moment, and then became overjoyed. The function of the silver hourglass is to increase the breeding speed of the Pokémon in the ranch block. Of course, there is a golden hourglass that is better than the silver hourglass. After defeating this pangolin, Zacian went back to look for the next target. The white tiger on the side was currently fighting a level 23 Shiwanzi. As its Pokémon didn't have much of an advantage in terms of attributes, it was a tough fight. However, the level of the white tiger Pokémon was relatively high, and Ishiwanko was eventually defeated. Zacian glanced at it and then walked a little further away, arriving at the place where Brother Hua and others were before. The originally flat ground turned into a large pit due to the power of the explosion. In the large pit, there are 3 small fist stones and an earthy yellow rumbling stone. Zacian didn't pay attention at first, his eyes just casually glanced. However, when he saw the khaki rumbling stone, his eyes paused. Is this a heterochromatic rumbling stone? Zacian was slightly surprised, with a shocked expression on his face. He also didn't expect that a strange colored rumbling stone would be generated. The level of this rumbling stone is 27 and its grades seem to be good, with high class grades. After pondering for a while, Zacian decided to grasp this heterochromatic rumbling stone. Then, he released Gyarados to enter the battle and directly threw out the Master Ball. The heterochromatic rumbling stone was placed into the Master Ball before it even reacted. Buzz, 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 buzz. After fighting just a few times, Zacian subdued this heterochromatic rumble stone. Ding. Congratulations to the player for conquering the rumble stone. Zacian ordered the zombie Gyarados to clean up other small fist stones while checking the rumble stone's information. Rumble stone, flash, level 27, gender, female, attributes, rock, ground features, strong hidden features, sand invisibility type, normal life rating, red attack rating, blue defense rating, red special attack rating, red special defense rating, blue speed rating, green comprehensive combat power. 170 intimacy. 50 skills, impact LV4, rounding LV5, playing with mud LV2, grinding rocks LV3, rolling LV2, magnitude LV2, rockfall LV2, knockdown LV3, trample LV2, self-destruct LV1. Accessories carried, none. How? It turns out to be a hidden feature of Cheyenne. A trace of surprise appeared on Zacian's face. Overall, this rumble stone is pretty good and has sand hiding properties. Simply superb. The tray of hiding in sand is one of the important core items that make up the sandstorm equipment. In addition, rumbling rock has several important skills. One is rounding, the second is rolling, and the third is invisible rock. If these skills work well together, they are basically crushing. In this case, there is a second member of the sandstorm team. At the same time, the list of members of the sandstorm team also appeared in Zacian's mind. The first is definitely Leoben, the second is Rumble Rock, the third is Bulbasaur, the fourth is Fritus, and the fifth is a fossil pterosaur, and the last one is the Happy Egg. It's just that this Linoop has 2 weaknesses. It is restricted by the fighting Pokémons and the rainy day team. However, even so, this Linoop is unsolvable. In the early stages of establishing Team Sandstorm, let's organize it like this. I will improve Team Sandstorm in the future. Thinking of this, Zacian also closed the information panel. While closing the information panel, the zombie Gyarados also cleaned up several small fist stones into the pit. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.